Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? I hope that the sound is sounding okay. If you guys could give me a thumbs up or let me know, that would be great. I've made a few changes, and yeah, I've kind of split out my audio a little bit between the mic and Star Citizen audio, and I just want to make sure that things seem like they're working okay. So, how's everybody this morning? I hope that you're doing well. Kind of watching the old stream here, making sure things look okay. Definitely noticing that the bit rate is hanging in there. Hey, Ernie P, good morning. How are you, sir? Quaddy says, sounds good so far. Well, we'll take it. Hey, fresh start, everybody. So, welcome to 317.2. Hey, Rift, how are you this morning? Nice to see you. I am so excited to be here today. It has been a very long week. I have absolutely been waiting for 317.2 to drop to kind of get started, and we're starting out kind of fresh together today. So it's going to be a really fun, interesting time. And so here's what we're going to do, right? I actually am going to do myself a favor, and we're going to do a little shopping before we go mining this morning, because we have to. I'm literally just logging in. Now, I understand there's a bit of controversy with the money, you know. When I first logged in just to kind of check how things were, I had 31 million, and now after the reset, I have 1.2 million. It's very surprised to even see that much, you know. So, plenty enough for us to kind of gather the things that we need and have an enjoyable time for sure. Hey, Cyber Spooky, how are you? Cyber Spooky says, g'day, V. Got 9 unis in the hopper. Cyber Spooky's off to the races. Holy mackerel, Cyber. Riff says, finally caught a stream and it's a good time. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm just getting started. Riff says, my game just finished updating. Do you think I can join you? Riff, I think I'm just going to kind of get off the ground here and just kind of check things out here today. But I'm sure we can find a spot here soon to get together. Captain Prozon says, good morning all. Hope you're doing well. Did the gods give you lots of credit? I did, 35 mil. They gave me 31 mil, but Captain, I think they reset it. They recalculated it. So I'm at a more reasonable 1.2 million, but still more than I probably would need to get her started here. Stone Dog says, hey, Shorts, interested to see how you get on in the belt. I'm enjoying an ATM. Yeah, man, I'm excited to get going. I am just logging in, you guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to throw on, as a celebration, and who knows how this will go. And certainly I could lose it, but my favorite set of armor. I'm going to go ahead and just toss that on. I actually already had thrown the helmet on, so if you look here, I already have the yellow icons. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, I have watched the chat a little bit and watched people's reactions a little bit, and definitely have seen where people are, I don't know. Some people were really happy with the amount of money. And some people were really sad when they reset it. And I think that I wanted to say right off the bat, I think it's reasonable on both sides. I think it was a pretty large amount of money at 31 mil to start with. And I think it's a reasonable argument to say, hey, man, game's going to wipe. You know, let me keep it, you know? And I also think it's a reasonable opinion when people are saying, hey, that's too much starting money. So, I wish, I kind of wish things would have gone a little smoother with that part of it. But other than that, I just want to say to everybody, you know what? I think the most important thing is to log in and have fun and enjoy the game. And so, for those of you joining today, I really do appreciate it. I know I kind of had a very slow week on my channel. Had a lot of life things going on this week, and so I'm so happy that if any of you have chosen to join this morning, I really do appreciate it. So here we go. We're just gonna go over here. I'm gonna sneak over here at first, and I'm gonna, I don't necessarily need them, but I'm gonna grab why I'm here. I like having a few wave shifts, and I have a few extra bucks, so I'm at least gonna grab a couple of those now. One of the things that I need to kind of on the regular remember to do is set the, holy smokes, that's quite a bit of a few more ships than I expected to see in there too. As I need to have the Area 18, or I always need to choose the correct destination. Ernie P says, let's get together in mine. We'll be definitely organizing some mining stuff, Ernie, for sure. And Riff says, I don't think it was really reasonable. Apparently they were going to have to do 100 hours, enough cash for an Avenger. Fair enough, you know. Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to have strong opinions on that stuff. And my suggestion really will be, let's just kind of, you know, let's just enjoy the game. I mean, you know, it's the 317.2 is here. Heck with it, you know. If you're logging in with 20K, it's 20K. If you're logging in with a little more than that, it's a little more than that. We can all help each other a little bit and with the good knowledge that we have and get started. So Cyber Spooky says they have been readjusting the money pool for the last 2 restarts. I went from 32 down to 9, then down to 20K. Oh, so that's an interesting thing. So Cyber Spooky, let me ask you, when you're saying that, are you, oh, there's VACUXC3s. I'm going to buy a couple of those too. Let's see, 1, 2, I'll probably buy 6 of those then. If I'm going to lose the money, I might as well, you know, hey, you buy a couple of those. What about, I wonder if they have Riegers here. Maybe, that might be a bridge too far, but let me check that for those too. I don't see them. Yeah, and then they have the Helix. Okay, so, and they have the Lancet MH2s here. So, not going to need those right off the bat. That's interesting. So, that's what I thought I heard someone else say, Cyber Spooky, was that they started out with some and then adjusted it down, and then the next time they logged in, it was less than that as well. So, interesting. I can certainly understand why people would be, you know, why that would make people a little sad for sure. Riff says, you should try hard flying on Daymar. It's fun. Flying around in an arrow and doing epic tricks. Yeah, that's, you know, I think people refer to that Rift as, a lot of times as low flying as well. You know, where you're kind of just cruising right off, you know, right through the canyons and low on the ground. That is a lot of fun. The reason I bought my sticks is to do that. So, I can really appreciate that for sure. So, we're definitely going to have to, you know, like I said, I've had definitely a slow week, and we're just going to take our time and have a little fun today. Get ourselves upright with doing a little mining. I am going to head over to Bajini, I think, and buy at least 1 or 2 extra suits of Aerial Greycat. Then we're going to head to ARC-L1, and I'm going to buy a couple of things, a Lancet, and I'm going to buy some Brants. And then we're going to load all that stuff up and head over to HURL3, and I'm going to pick up an Atlas drive. And then I'm going to head over to CRUL1 and kind of set my imprint over there and get started and head out and do a little mining. So got kind of a tall order today. It's like a fresh start kind of podcast, and we're going to get off the ground together here. So welcome aboard. Hope you guys are doing lovely. It is an absolutely gorgeous Saturday morning. There's not a cloud in the sky here in northern Michigan. It has been really pretty. I mean, we've had some rain over the last couple of days, off and on, but we really did need it, and it's just gorgeous outside. Riff says, I enjoyed it a ton, but I don't have someone to do it with. Haha, maybe one day when you're doing a stream, you can get some fans, we can all do a formation of low hard or low flying. You know, that would be fun, Rift. I'm not opposed to it for sure. I love low flying. I think it's fun. I'm certainly not good at it. There are some people who really practice and really can scrape their belly. You know, I definitely am not one of those people. And the one thing I do know with low flying, though, having practiced it quite a bit, is that you just have to kind of understand or give into the fact that you're going to crash. You know, kind of have a spawn point close and get ready to respawn and go after it again. It's one of those things like anything else. You have to practice. So, hey, you know, thank you already for the 6 likes this morning, everybody, as well. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, we're getting started here. Fresh start, and I am really excited with the fresh start for sure. So, all right, so cool. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna load up the little things I bought. We're gonna head up to Bajini. I'm gonna head down to the cargo center. I'm gonna buy a couple of Greycat armor sets. Right, I have a little bit of money left, so about $1 million or so. And then we're gonna head over, and I'm going to buy a couple of things over at ARC-L1. And then we're gonna head over to HURL3, and I'm gonna pick up an Atlas drive. Hey, Mobutu, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. Riff says, yeah, grab your default armor and pray. Exactly, that's what it is. Mabutu, it's nice to see you, sir. How are you? How have you been? Cool. So, man, there's a lot of ships over here. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I'm going to do a little bit of a pre-flight here, right? I do want to go ahead at the very least and take a look at my my Prospector 1, and I'm going to jump on my systems here. Now, I don't think I'm going to look in here. I'm not expecting to see anything. Nope. But my paints, I do have, I can put this paint on there, and I did want to do that before I leave, right? And so then as far as utility goes, I know I don't have anything else in that capacity, so no big deal there. Now I'll pull Prospector 1. So, like I said, we're going to fly around a little bit and kind of get ourselves ready before we head out and do a little mining. And I am going to go ahead and... Hey, Mabutu says, I'm good, how are you? I am doing really good, Mabutu. All things considered, it's been a pretty long week, and I am really excited to just kind of settle in and have a nice distraction of playing Star Citizen and having an enjoyable time. So, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you've all embraced 317 too, and we're in it together. So, you know, and one thing I will say, you know, I was really happy that they mentioned, you know, like I know Zell and I had been talking about how we truly felt that the 318 was going to be a wipe as well, and I was really happy that they acknowledged that, you know, for the most part. So, you know, one of the things that I've been suggesting to people, and I'm going to continue to suggest, is definitely go out, have fun, you know, pick the ships that are really important to you. But don't go super crazy, you know. You don't want to fly out there and go super duper duper crazy. You know, it's one of those things, right? It's if it's gonna get wiped anyways. Really, holy, what's going on? What? There's a wall there, guys. Oh, that's funny. Is it still there? Oh, I've never seen that before. What on earth is going on up here? Plus the doors are already opening. Oh boy, it's awesome. Hey Sigurd, welcome to you. Stone Dog says, "How's the standing of the belt changed?" I'm getting a lot of ghost rock. Stone, I haven't been out there yet, man. This is literally the first opportunity I've had to log in. It's been a really busy week. Sigurd says, "Same. I'm getting a lot of ghost rocks too. I'll be checking that out for sure. Like over 50% ghost rocks. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that the event is happening." Hey, Juan Carlos, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. Yeah, we're definitely going to check that out, you know, you guys. It's one of those things we'll be heading out to check out for sure. I do want to grab a couple of things before we do that, right? I want to pick up a couple of suits of armor, you know, some arrows. So we're going to head up to Bajini first, pick up that armor. Oh, yeah, I want to load a couple of things on the Prospector as well. So let's do that real quick. I've got to remember to try and do this or I'm going to end up having to fly back. So let's go ahead and take a look at vehicles. And I want to bring these VAU XC3s with me because there is occasions where I do like this particular meta. So I'm bringing those with me. Is there anything else I really want to grab when I come? Let's go ahead and look and see here. I don't really need any of this armor per se. Oh, I didn't put on my backpack though. So I'm glad I did look here. Don't have any ammo yet. As far as undersuits go, I may grab one more of them. Probably not a bad idea. As far as vehicles go, not really. Oh, I suppose I could grab the one of these white paints. Is going to be the Prospector. How much is that going to... Yeah, we'll eventually we will call our other Prospector around, so I'll bring that with me as well. And you know, I mean, there's always a chance we could hit a snag or whatever, so if it happens, it happens. Hey, I do have a sidearm. Let's go ahead and, these are kind of some special ones. We'll just leave those alone, I guess, then. And these are some, oh, yep, see, I needed to grab these wave shifts as well, so definitely gonna have the Prospector loaded up pretty good. And so, I wonder, I don't know how many of those suits are gonna fit in here. I wonder if I were to take that. I'm just kind of curious. I'm gonna test this out and see how much. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't get two of them in there. That's for sure. So, how about this then? I'm not gonna worry about it tremendously. I am going to. I'm gonna put the helmet back on for now. And we're just going to kind of head around. So, yeah, Cyber Spooky says the scanning will not show you the type of rocket until you're almost on top of it. Like Leary, Cyber, that was not my testing. So that'll be interesting. Juan Carlos says, I've been on the belt a few hours and can't find anything there. Oh my stars, you guys, this is news to me. Mabutu says, did they adjust the stipend yet? I guess they're adjusting it in waves, Mabutu, is what I'm being told. Like, I had 31 million, then it was down to $1 million. But somebody said the same thing, like they had a lot and then adjusted it down to less and then adjusted it down to 20K. So it's going to be interesting. Secret says, yep, regretted, didn't spend any of it. Stone Dog says, I'm still getting asteroid types out there, 12.2 on non-ghost rocks. Ghost ones are solid, but just no type and unscannable. We're checking that out today, you guys. Riff says they brought down the player count to 77, by the way. Oh, interesting. They probably have pretty good metrics on exactly what they have there. Okay, Chris, good morning. Chris, how are you, sir? Juan Carlos says, yep, USA has 90. Okay, so maybe they're for different regions, they're having different caps. An interesting thing, and that may have to do with ping and stuff like that as well. You never do know, but it's one of those things to definitely consider. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the engines here. And I was at least going to go buy one suit of the Aero Greycat hazard armor, so we'll probably do that. Let me just double check that I don't know if the doors are open anymore. Let's go ahead and see if we can fix that.
You are clear to launch.
There, we'll go ahead and pop up here, and I'll just kind of lift my nose and see if I can see. It's opening now. Okay. So there's a lot of, you can see a lot of, like, kind of art, like, you know, like art, what do you call those? You know, like, it's not, artifacts. That's what they're called. You know, you can see that there's a lot of artifacting going on. That's like weird things in the stage and things like that. So I wonder if maybe, you know, they certainly probably still have some adjustments to do with how big the player base is. It does appear that my sticks seem to be working so far okay. I'm going to get myself quite a bit of wiggle room here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up and try and head up, hopefully. Yeah, things seem to be okay with that so far. So let's get ourselves a little altitude. And I will just go ahead and close the gear. We'll look at a beautiful art corp together as we kind of gain a little altitude here. Sigurd says, yep, regret it, didn't spend any of it. Yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of it here, I guess, if it's going to get reset, Sigurd. Stone Dog says, yep, looks like he's still getting the types. Yeah, you guys, so it's going to be interesting. 110 5 minutes ago on the AU server. Oh, interesting. So the AU server had 110. So I bet you what we're going to find, like based on the different numbers that you guys are seeing, is I bet you they're still doing a little bit of putting 77 on the server, throwing 110 on the server, still just trying to get used to the different, the different amounts and that type of thing. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to begin I'm going to head over towards right there. So I want to head towards Virginia because that's got the cargo center, and I did want to pick up, like I said, kind of from a fresh start standpoint, I do want to buy a couple of Aerial Greycat armor sets and throw one on at least as well. And I'll probably toss this Greycat set. I think what I'll end up doing is just tossing it into the station at Virginia and then bring 2 Aerial Greycat sets with me because I do want to have those. Then we're going to head over to ARC-L1. I'm going to use the terminals down there. And when I use the terminals down there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy my Lancet, and I'm going to buy some Brants, and then we're going to head over to ARC-L3, and I'm going to pick up, or HUR-L3, and I'm going to pick up an Atlas drive, and then I'm going to head over to CRU-L1, set my imprint, and that's what we're going to do off the basic factory. So, yeah, that just kind of was the plan today, was kind of, you know, if people come back and watch the stream, they can kind of watch, you know, obviously this isn't exactly a normal start because there's a few extra space bucks in here, but this is what I would do with the space bucks I have. So I appreciate the 8 likes this morning, guys. I truly do. So that's very kind of you. So yeah, we are heading over here, and we are going to we are going to just get it started. This is all my first time being on 317 live, except for I did log in for kind of a split second, and just kind of walked out of the hab. Hey Warhead, good morning. How are you doing? It's nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome aboard. And so yeah, I'll go ahead and call for landing here, and then we'll pull the gear down and rotate the VTOLs.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And it looks like this is going to be one of those ones that's inside the ring. I always think this is interesting. So I really like these hangars, you know, for this version or whatever. So we're having a little fun doing this. Warhead, how you been? Beautiful Saturday. Hope you're doing well. 9 likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. So we are rocking and rolling. We're just going to go ahead and just pivot around here and double check that this is kind of where they want us. Right. These inside ring ones are interesting to me. I think that they're great. So we're going to bring it in here. We're going to set it down. I'm going to run down to the cargo center. I'm going to buy a couple of Aero Gray Cat sets. I'm going to transfer my Silver Gray Cat set over to the station here. And we're going to go from there. So we'll do that when we get down there. All right, we're bringing this guy in for a landing. All right, beautiful there. Could hear the door shut behind me. That's cool. All right, we'll go ahead and top off on anything we need. We will back on out. Like I said, first stop, we left Area 18. We grabbed a couple of things. We grabbed we got some things in our ship that we're going to be using with mining later. And then first order of business is picking up a couple of Aero Gray Cat. I noticed that when I FTL back to Arca 1, I'm dropping out 70k from the beacon, then have to jump again to within 30k of Arca 1. Very clunky still. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out for sure. And I know a lot of you guys have already got quite a bit of mining done already. Warhead says, yep, first time mining in the PU. How's your AUC situation? Did you hear about the dev give us too much money to take it back? I did, Warhead. I heard all about that. I actually logged in for just a couple of seconds. I started out with 31 mil, and then I logged back into 1.2. But I have heard that they'll even adjust it even more. So that will be interesting to me.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval
Probably, I'll store it if it'll let me store it. Let's
Welcome
go ahead and do that.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
And we'll store the Prospector for now. Actually, I'll
Vehicle selected.
pull it back out.
Stand by.
I probably
Your
needed to
vehicle has been
offload it.
delivered to the
I don't know that I'm wearing everything. No, I'm not. Oh, I'll head back up and offload it into the station, because I definitely need to offload it into the station. I forgot about that. I won't be able to do it after I have it stored. Yeah, I have heard that for sure. You know, that they're still kind of adjusting it, and people are logging in with less and then less again. I do hope that they get it fixed where every time you log in, you don't have, you know, people are going to want to have their progression. I buy the Prospector and the Taurus today. I don't have 43 mil. Yeah, that's exactly right, Juan Carlos. Yes, just have 1.2 mil. Yeah, I started out with 1.2 today myself. I have a feeling it sounds like the next time you log in, it actually gets to less. So we're just gonna kind of see how it goes. So I am definitely going to put this filter on other. That's the filter I like. I'm gonna offload this Gray Cat Silver set into the station here, because I'm gonna actually wear one Gray Cat set, and I am going to put that on there. All right with that. That stuff I'm actually taking with me. So, all right. So now if I go to armor, I have that there. I'll put the helmet on. I'll put the helmet back on there when I'm... all we really need is the trusty prospector, right? That's exactly right, Warhead. With the prospector, and a hauling ship, and I mean, you can even rent the Cuddy Black or something to begin with, and just 1-to-1 it if you need to at first. You can get off the ground pretty quickly with the prospector and begin making money, hand over fist, and that's an absolute truth, for sure. Yeah, all right, so we'll go back down. We'll store this guy. We'll head down to the cargo center. I'm going to buy 2 sets of Aerial Grey Cat armor. I'm going to throw 1 set on, and I'm going to plan on throwing 1 set into
the ASOP
into the prospector
system.
when I head over. I'll go ahead and store this guy now, and down we go. And so I appreciate you guys hanging in here. Like I said, this is kind of almost fresh start. I wasn't just kind of ready to rock and roll and go mining. I thought it'd be fun to, for people who go back and watch the stream to see, hey, what's some of how do you round up the gear? What is it that you do in order to get your prospector prepped? And that's exactly what we're doing. We're getting ourselves and we're getting our prospector prepped. So we're going to head up to the cargo center and pick up a couple of Grey Cat sets. I don't want to lose the silver Grey Cat set if I can avoid it. And I will. It's funny. The minute I got that thing on there, I'll definitely lose it. So we're gonna go ahead and head over here. This is why we're here. We're gonna come over here and we're just gonna come to the cargo shop. I am gonna select Bajini Point as the destination, which is great. And I'm gonna buy 2 of each of these. So I'm gonna buy 2 arms. Cool. All right. 2 backpacks. Dan Peltier says pokes nose into the stream and waves at me. Hey, how you doing, Danny? Nice to see you. How you been? I appreciate you stopping in for sure, man. Been a long week, and we're just happy to be able to squeeze a stream in this morning for sure. Paul Arrington, does Quantanium mining on Leary work the same as it did in 3.17.1? I believe so, Paul, for sure. I don't know that it doesn't. I'm going to be doing some Air and Halo mining today, but we'll be definitely looking into it fairly soon. Warhead asked if I'm excited for salvaging. I am very excited for salvaging, for sure. I could not be more excited for additional gameplay loops on the industrial side of the house. I love the idea. So, all right, so I think we're good here. I'm going to buy 2 of those, right? And here's what we're going to do. I think that's all I need. So if I go here and I go to filter by armor, I'm going to put one of these on, well, this on, that. I bought 4 of those. Well, that's okay. We'll survive. All right, and put one of these on, and no big deal. I'm going to actually now load the prospector with one of these sets as well. So that's cool. This is what we were here for. This is us just kind of doing some work to kind of prepare to go mining. So, was wondering where you get the Grey Cat kit. Now I know. Yeah, the cargo centers is where I grab it for sure, Danny. And that's a big part of the stream today. Like I said, is kind of doing some of the prep work with the prospector, and then going mining. So, somewhat enjoyable in that capacity. All right, and so here we go. We're gonna head back over to the terminals. And I'm going to pull the prospector. We're going to head out and do a little swap of some equipment, and off we go.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
Sigurd says,
system.
I originally melted my prospector because I didn't see how to mine. I got it back because View saw that video you taught Starstream. Yeah, that was a really good video, Sigurd, for sure. I had so much fun with Star that day. Actually, Star and I were talking this morning a little bit about the money wipe and really just trying to be happy warriors. I know that, I think it's a reasonable opinion on
Vehicle
both sides of the
selected.
aisle. Some people are going to be like,
Stand
want to keep the money, and that's reasonable. It's going to be wiped soon.
Your vehicle
And some
has
people are
been
going to be
delivered.
like, hey, that's too much money, and that's reasonable. And no one should argue about that stuff. It's a little sad that it happened or whatever, but I'm of the mind to just kind of enjoy, play the game, enjoy the game. Just let the chips fall where they may. Hopefully they're not resetting the money like over and over again on people. They'll want to make sure they get that thing worked out. I think I think I heard Jack mention that. I don't like, you know, we'll have to see how that goes, because that won't be cool. But other than that, I think, you know, I just wanted to just kind of come on today and have a good time and, like, prep the old prospector, do a little mining, and spread a little good cheer and love, like we, you know, and you know, and just have an enjoyable time. So it really means a lot to me that you watched that video and it got you back into mining. That's awesome. All right, you guys, so cool. Okay, Kojak, how are you, Kojak? Nice to see you, man. How you been? All right, so we're gonna go to vehicles here. I am gonna go ahead and pull this over here, pull one of these over here, pull one. Like I said, I bought 4 of those. And oh, I didn't mean to. All right, and then buy that. Okay, so we've got the whole kit here. We are at 81%. Our next destination here, I just want to double check. That looks right to me. Our next destination for us is going to be ARC-L1. And when we go to ARC-L1, we're going to, hey, Wayne, that's what a lot of people are saying. You know, I don't know exactly what's up with that, but we're going to head out, we're going to look ourselves. And so a lot of people are saying just what you're saying, Wayne. They're seeing lots of unscannable rocks and that type of thing. Now, I do know that the Siege of Orison event is happening on my server now, and I will say that events sometimes do contribute to there being more unscannable rocks. I'm not hitting it on that by any stretch of the imagination. But once I get my prospector kitted out completely entirely, we are definitely going to head out and do some mining in the Iron Halo, and we're going to check it out. So next step is ARC-L1, where I'm going to pick up a Lancet, MH1, and some Brants, and while I'm down in the refinery area, I'm going to go ahead and top off on some food and water as well. So off we go. Step 2, we've got our Gray Cat armor sets, which are sets that I really like to have. Now we're going to head over to ARC-L1 and get the mining laser and the Brants. That's definitely a kit that I like to have. An FLTR-XL, that's some kit I like to have as well. And we are going to head on out. So off to ARC-L1. Here we go. Boom.
Thank you.
There we go. Hey, Drac, how are you this morning? So yeah, Wayne, we're gonna check that out for sure. Kojak says I'm good. No more SE for me. GPU not good enough to run's pretty bad. So not sure when I'm gonna be back on SE. Hoping next year at some point. Kojak, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Did you have like a 1060 or something, or what's going on there? You know, certainly. Right now, while they're running the events, maybe it's going to be pretty choppy. Maybe if you can suffer through and get kind of off into one of the stations like CRUL1, you know, it would work too. You know, so sorry to hear that, brother. I love it when you come in and hang out on the channel, and hopefully you can get around the corner on that pretty quickly. Wayne says, I hope you have good luck with it. I'll watch to see if I was doing something wrong. I'm definitely gonna get over there today, and we're, ARC-L1 is where we're headed next. Then HURL3 to pick up an Atlas drive, guys. Then we're headed over to CRUL1, and then we're gonna start the mining. GTX 1060. Yeah, that is definitely Kojak. I have a 1070, so I know what you mean. It's a little bit better performer, but it's just not 100% there. So, yeah, I get it. I'll do some, and obviously 10 pound 42 does a lot of testing as well. You might check with him and see if he's got some suggestions maybe on some settings. That his channel's called 10 pound 42, and he does a lot of testing. Hey, Black Moon, how are you this morning? Good morning, Space Shorts, and a big salute. Good morning to you, Black Moon. How are you this morning? Nice to see you. Guys, 17 likes so far. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I wasn't around much this week. It's been such a busy week in life, family reasons and other things, and so just so happy that some of you could join me today to get started and to test this. So like I said, hey, nice to see you, Black Moon. Nice to see all of you here this morning. It does mean a ton to me that you're here today, and I have noticed with these second spools, a lot of times when you have to punch it a couple times. You have to re-spool when so pretty par for the course on this thing. All right, in we go. So our goal at ARC-L1 is to pick up Lancets, Brands, FLTR-XLs, and top off on food and water. Then after that, we're going to head over to HURL5. I'm sorry, I've been saying 3, I think. And we're going to pick up an Atlas drive. Black Moon says, I'm good, sir. How's your day going? My day's going absolutely lovely. Beautiful northern Michigan day. It's probably in the 60s, maybe high 60s here. Not a cloud in the sky. It's an absolutely lovely day. Plus, I get to play Little Star Citizen, and I got 20 likes already, too, so it's a great day. Wayne says, doing something wrong is kind of my standard MO. Drag. I'm going to poke and prod at whatever until I've identified every possible method of blowing myself up. Drac, you guys, as some of you veterans to the channel know, he loves explosions. He's always looking for the explosions. And I occasionally do provide him a boom or two. I'll crash into the station now and then. I definitely will find a way. Occasionally the Quantanium gets sideways. There are booms on the station if you hang out on the channel if you hang out long enough. And Drac is always is in good cheer about those. He likes when things go boom, and we're having just a great time. So, all right. So this is the prep work. What you're seeing me do is the prep work I do. This is me. I logged into 3.17.2 to play for the first time today. You guys are kind of seeing it live. So now, after I call for the landing, I definitely grab the gear and VTOL and make sure that stuff's down. And we are heading on in now to land here, to head down to the refinery and grab a few more things that we need. Ears says, did you get free money? Ears, I did. The first time I logged in, which was just for a second, I had 31 mil. The second time I logged in, I had 1.2 mil. And I guess the way I understand it, maybe the third time I log in, I'll be around 20K. So, it's one of those things. I'm just kind of spending a few space bucks before they take it away, I think. We'll have to see. Danny Pelte says, pokes me in the rib someone. Does not look at his friend requests. I seen a couple of friend requests. I'm sorry, Danny. I'll try and be better about it. Right now, I'm just trying to kind of get, keep myself from crashing and talking on the chat and just trying to kind of gear up and head out. So I'll try and do better about that. I'm just trying to kind of to get a few things together and get out to the air in Halo and I'll be looking at friend requests and those types of things here in a bit. But if I can just get a couple of things and get that stuff squared away, then we'll go from there. All right, so here we're going to land here and put her down on ARC-L1. Good. All right. Hey, Jazzy Cat, how are you this morning? Nice to see you, Jazzy. How you been? That's awesome. Nice to see you, Jazzy. Drax says, salute to everyone who don't know me. I'm sorry for those who do. That's funny. Stone Dog says, 20K is 3 times full loads cooking room. 700K when sold. I can live with that for a bit. Stone Dog is off to the races. Cyber Spooky is also off to the races, you guys. Twin Alice, how are you, Twin? Nice to see you this morning. Hello, Vegan Miners. How you guys doing today? We're doing some prep work, Twin. To kind of get out there today and have a little fun. And I wanted to offload that paint here while I'm at it. I need to double check things. I got coffee with some extra coffee in it. That's I do. Drac, that's funny. Danny Peltier says, I'm currently sitting at ARC-L1. That's awesome. Thanks. Good but poor. Yeah, I heard, Jazzy. I definitely heard there's some things happening with the money. And I understand where people are at. And the one thing I'm definitely going to try and do is keep an even keel on that myself. But it makes sense to me why people would be, like, hey, I had this. And I don't need all these wave shifts on here either. I'm going to drop some of those off the station. Actually, I'm glad I came back in here. I don't need the second set of aerial either. I just, well, yeah, I am going to bring that. I do want 2 wave shifts. I do want to have a couple Riegers with me. All right, so this, I actually do want this other set of armor. I'm going to bring it with me when I go over to CRUL1. Have a backup set just in case. All right, we're good there. I've got a couple of Riegers. I am in a couple of wave shifts, an extra undersuit. Good, we're getting ourselves we're just organizing as we go, and down we go now. Jacob Mylan. Welcome to the channel, Jacob. Jacob says, good morning. Did they take away our credits? They have, Jacob. I mean, I think that there's been at least one adjustment, and some people say two. And some people say they put money in the bank and came back and they were down to 20K, made some bucks, and came back and logged back in and we're back down to 20K. And I really hope that's not the case. I hope that they're not taking away, you know, in an effort to kind of nip it in the bud. They're not actually stopping people's progression. So I'm here spending a few space bucks. I logged in at first with 31 mil, then logged back in with 1.2. And so, you know, that's where I'm at. I am buying a few things before I log back in and I'm 20K. But we'll have to see. You know, I don't know how it's all going. And, you know, we would have made do with whatever. And, you know, I'm just trying to be as happy about it as, you know, as even keel. I'm just happy to be playing, honestly. Omega, welcome to the channel. I started with 31 mil and had 1.2 this morning. Oh, well, that's exactly how it worked for me, Omega. So they must have these tiers, right? I had a 31 to 1.2 exactly. Wow, it was a big change. It was a big change. And some people are logging in for their third time, like I said, and they're down to 20K, you know, type of thing. Stone Dog says, to be honest, they should have said, oops, our bad, enjoy the cash, we'll wipe 3.18. Stone, and that's the thing, right? I think everybody has a reasonable opinion on that. That opinion's reasonable. The opinion that, hey, that's an awful lot of money is reasonable. I really wish that they probably, this wouldn't have happened, but, you know, however it works out, you guys, we'll hang in it together. And, yeah, and then, like Danny's saying, I got wiped to 20K. So, it's one of those things, yeah. Oh no, I'm not willing to log in. 56 million down to nothing. It's not what I'm ready to see. The heart hurts. Fair enough, Black Moon. That's a reasonable position. You know, you already had, you know, you already had the money, and now you're going to log in. You're not going to see anything. I understand where that's coming from. So I'm going to go ahead and top off, grab a drink here. Why we're here. By the way, yes, Sig took it. I wish. Sig did take it for sure. I mean, they, oh boy. Twin L says, good for you. I really want to play in the latest update, but have to work hard to prepare for a special day. Oh, what's going on? I mean, if you care to share, Jacob Mylan, thank you for your quality positive streams. I really appreciate it. Here's a little something back at you. Jacob, thank you so much, sir. I can't thank you enough. That keeps the lights on here, it keeps the coffee flowing, and it absolutely contributes to positive vibes. So, hey man, thank you so big. Jacob, if you have any other questions, any way I can help or whatever, sir, please do let me know. That's just profoundly wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. So, guys, we're here. What we want to do is we want to, of course, like I said, remember to set our station to the 4 station. I'm here to buy some brands, and I am going to spend a little money on those. I'm going to buy 12 brands, okay? So we're going to drop a few bucks on some brands. I'm also going to look for, I'm going to grab a Bormax or two, buy 1 or 2 or 4 of those, okay? Just so we have a couple of those on hand. All right. And I'm looking for the, I can't remember if there's Rieger 3s here or not, but Lancets I'm going to buy 4 of. You know, just because it's those are kind of important kit for me. And then I am going to buy an FLTR-XL, 2 of those, and that's going to cost me quite a bit. And let me see where I'm at on I'm spending money like water here, people. Let's see where we're at. You know, like I said, I logged in with the 1.2. I'm definitely going to burn through it here. Just having a little fun. So, oh, there's a Rieger. They have Rieger 2s here, not Rieger 3s. And none of the rest of these I really need. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we need to be. Let me go ahead and take a peek here. I'm going to go vehicles, right? So I did drop that off. Okay, so I've got the brands and the FLTR. Okay, we're good there. I've got some extra VAU XC3s here. Definitely feeling like we've got everything that we came here for. I also did drop off. I have a few Bormax. I'm going to throw a couple of those on the ship. So yes, I think we're in good shape. Now we're going to head over to HURL5 and we're going to buy an Atlas drive. So we're getting there.
Someone from accounts, please contact
also,
management.
oh, well,
Accounts,
next
contact
month I
management.
will get
Thank
married.
you.
Alice, that's lovely. Congratulations. My daughter is getting married in September, and we're super excited for that. So I understand what you mean. You know, such a lovely time. I really hope that you have an incredible marriage. The only piece of advice that I would ever give anybody who's getting married is, and having somebody who's having been somebody who's married and happily married is, make sure on the day you don't get too hung up on the little things that don't go right. The most important thing that's happening that day is you're getting married. If the cake's got a little lean to it, if the bartender's not that great, if whatever, if things just don't go off without a hitch, don't sweat the small stuff. Just get married, smile, and just know that's the best part of it all, is that you're marrying the person that you want to marry. The rest of it is just details that you won't even necessarily remember all those years later, or when you do, you'll remember them in a kind of a funny context. So congratulations, Alice. That's a wonderful thing. Ear says, I'm going for coffee. Fair enough. Drax says, man is not complete until he's married, then he's finished. Fair enough. Oh, you guys. all this, if you pick the right person, marriage is wonderful. That's the only bit of that. And so that's all I'll say about that. And we'll move on. I just want Alice to have the most lovely wedding, and leave it at that. So, all right, cool. So let's go ahead now. We're ready to pull the prospector back out. We're going to head now over to our
vehicle retrieval system,
HURL5, and we're going to load up an Atlas drive. That's the all-arounder drive that I like to have. I could have bought a VK001 on here. Let me check my money situation. I kind of spent a bit of it. Oh, I still got 7 1/4. I'm going to run upstairs and buy a couple of VK00s just so I got them. Why not? If they're going to take it away, guys, I might as well spend a few bucks. I wouldn't call these irrational purchases or unnecessary. Whatever word they use, right? I hopped into SC for a hot second, 21 mil to 800K in a server full of sore people. Mabutu, I understand what you mean. I talked to Starstreams a little bit about it this morning, and I decided that what I was going to do is just be a happy warrior. I understand they're making an adjustment. I can understand both sides of the argument. I totally get it that people are sad, and I totally get it that some people are, hey, I think it should be wiped, and I'm okay with both sides. I myself am just going to kind of just play the game and have fun and try and be as understanding to both sides of the argument as I can, and definitely not let that, the differences of opinions divide us, because I think that's a thing that happens in the world nowadays. And yeah, the people are a little sad, and so we just need to be empathetic, and just try and be as cool as possible about it. So that's what we're gonna do. Couple of VK00s, okay. If you're having fun, it's necessary. Yeah. I don't believe in legalism. Fair enough, Magnitude. There's everybody definitely has their own opinion on those lines. That's true. Bacon Actual. By the way, Magnitude, welcome to the channel. Clive, I didn't see you there. How you doing, Clive? Hi, how things mining go? We're getting prepped up to go mining, Clive. Twin L says, thank you. You have been dreaming of playing this game with my child later. That's awesome. I do play with my son from time to time. It's forced labor, child labor. I make him get on the mole laser from time to time. He's a happy 12-year-old who I make mine on the who I force into he's a miner. This is the joke, I guess. Yeah. Magnitude, welcome to the channel, by the way. Ears too, by the way. You welcome to the channel. Bacon Actual, how are you, man? Good morning. So how's the patch treating you? So far, so good. I can't complain. Ears says, looks like you bought ships you reset to. Looks like if you bought ships, you get reset to 20K every log. Yeah, that's one thing I am interested in. I mean, I wonder, like, if I'm just running around and I wonder if the things you buy are also gone. Who knows? That would be interesting to me. It seems like a bit of an overcompensation if that's the case. People should, if you're going to cut their money down, cut their money down. But if you're going to continually, they're going to log in over and over down to 20K. I will tell you that to me would be a frustration that I could certainly understand people having. So I'm going to see how that goes for sure. You know, and I'll definitely speak on it for sure. You know, so, all right, so I think we're ready now to pull the prospector out.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go up and
Vehicle
kind of
selected.
organize our
Stand
ship,
by.
head over to HURL5, pick up an Atlas drive or two. And
Your
then we're going to
vehicle
head
has been
over to,
delivered.
we're going to take, then we're going to head over to CRUL1. We're going to set our imprint. We're going to go mining finally. So I'm really excited to go mining, you guys, honestly. But, you know, you've got to do this prep work so you have everything just the way you want it. And I need to be real careful here. I actually did not set the Lancet. I did not do the prep work I was supposed to do because I'm chatting and having fun with you guys. Let's see, even in heaven we will do work. Yeah, get the work done. Fair enough, Magnitude. I like that attitude. Only if you bought in over excess. Yeah, I hopefully they're not going to consider what I'm buying in over excess for sure. James says very good advice. Thank you, James. Tom Wake, James and Tom Wake, welcome to the channel. Instant thumbs up. Thanks, Space Shores. Thank you so much, Tom. That's awesome. And hit that like button. Thank you, Tom. It makes the game unplayable. I hear what you're saying, Ears. Danny Peltier says they will remove some stuff for you if you bought it in bulk. Just means, I mean big bulk. Yeah, I can understand that for sure. Okay, cool. You know what? I did not do my due diligence here. I'm going to store the prospector. I'm trying to remember every step of the way where I've got to kind of sort things out. So I do need to do some pre-flight here, right? I am going to definitely, going to, and I see that friend request. I'll pivot back on that for sure. I'm going to go to systems here. I think I am going to swap here. Oh, let's see here. I wonder if nothing would have wound up in my... Right? That is weird that that's
Welcome
in read only.
to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval
Let's go
System.
ahead and...
Please visit us
Yeah,
again.
give it a second here. It did say read only. I have seen that before. Ah, went away. Yep, you just kind of have to click on it a couple times. So here, I am gonna throw on one of my VK00s, but I'm actually gonna try and bring that with me. And then I am going to, I've got the paints on there, the utility. I am gonna go with the Lancet MH1, and here I am gonna do myself a favor and throw on the old FLTR-XL and a couple of brands. And after I have those, then I'm going to save changes and I'm going to go upstairs and get sorted. So that's the pre-flight I needed to do.
Welcome
and I
to
will,
the
let me
ASOP
just double check to make sure
Vehicle
those settings
Retrieval
stuck. It's never a bad idea. And, you know, it's just one of those things. Just double check. Yep, that's stuck there. That stuff did stick. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll pull the prospector now and go upstairs and get sorted.
Welcome
Head
to
over
the
to
ASOP
HURL5
Vehicle
and buy the
Retrieval
Atlas
System.
drive and then bounce on over from there
Vehicle selected.
to
Stand by.
CRUL1. We'll set our spawn point.
Your
We'll go
vehicle
mining.
has been delivered.
We'll have the prospector all geared up and a few extras as well. So, all right, hangar 2, in we go. So this is us kind of just doing our prep work, getting ready to go mining. They will remove some stuff if you bought it in bulk. I mean big bulk. That makes sense, Danny. Hopefully, if you bought 5 Hammerhead, yeah. No, I understand. That makes sense. Sid gave me 19 mil after the wipe. Who was given a nice gift? Yeah, Tom, when you log back in, though, they will have rolled it back. That's what we're finding. So, you know, hoping to reset to 20K is a mistake. Yeah, I think that if they're resetting people, if they've reset you and then reset you again, and then you know, they really need to make sure that every time you log in isn't a ton of trouble, right? So that's definitely something that to me it's important that they get right. So all right, so you know, and I hope that's not the case. Now arriving in ArcCorp to go and get the Gray Cat. Nice, Danny. All right, so let's check the vehicle here, and so we do have a wave shift. I want to bring these with me as well. I'm already pretty darn good on vehicle stuff though. So I'm definitely leaving that there. I want to bring some brands. Let's see how that goes. I want to bring at least 1, 2. Well, and I actually can buy some brands over, but let's at least bring 3 brands with me. Or 4 brands with me. That's not going to make a big change. What about this VK00? That's not coming with me. What about this guy? Okay, I can bring this other FLTR-XL with me. I do want to do that if I can, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to bring the VK00 with me from, so that'll be interesting. How do I want to do this? Let's see here. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just go swap it, and we'll be okay with it. I'll just have an extra VK00 available at HURL5. All right. Blacking says, people have to realize this is not a full game. We're testing the game, and these things happen, and I don't think they won't whip it again before the full game. Yeah, there's going to be lots of wipes and that type of thing, and I think it's Black, Moon, I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible. I understand why people are a little upset about it. I understand both sides of the argument, and and I want to be respectful to both sides of the argument. It's one of those things that I think it's kind of a lost art for people to agree to disagree, and I think it's okay. I think both things can exist. I think it can be definitely understandable why people are upset that they've taken the money away, and I also think it's one of those things where people. I just want to set the route, guys. I definitely think it's oh, hey, I'm gonna figure it out. Hey, I did it. I think both sides of the argument. It was a little bit too much money. It's reasonable. I wish they wouldn't take it away. It's reasonable. And I just be respectful of both sides of the argument in that case. Tom says, Quinn Ellis says, I have to go. Have fun mining, V, and all miners, and don't forget to refill your coffee. It'll be a long stream. Thank you very much, Alice. That's awesome. Alice knows that we're in for the long haul here. We are definitely going to go over to HURL5. We're going to throw an Atlas drive on this guy, just so we have it. Because I don't think I could make it. We'll at least check. Okay? I don't think I can make it. I don't know if I can make it to CRUL1. I can't. See, yep. So I would have to cut off at HURL5 anyways. And having an Atlas drive is going to be okay. So let's go ahead and I got to go back in now and set this here. Let me clear route and set this guy here. All right. Set route. Then I can come in here and double click again. Clear route maybe. I had it set and then I tried the other way. I'll figure it out when I get there. It'll be alright. Alright, we'll spool up and off we go. I'm gonna slide out here so I'm not so lined up directly on that big rock. Hey, no power. We're used to seeing that. That's no big deal. We know what's happening there. We have to turn on the power to the VK00. Boom. Now she'll begin spooling for us. Off we go. Cool. 2 more wipes before Pyro comes. I hear that. Emma said, hey man, I got a question. I've been having trouble finding Quantanium, about 5%. We spent 2 hours last night looking for help. I'm going to head out and do some mining here in a little bit, M21. I've heard some people have been having some problems. We're going to look into it together. Stone Dog says, money for money. Snake with the PR gesture of goodwill. I don't disagree with that, Stone. Heinrich, welcome to the channel. Hey, from Denmark, made the update and started. Only 178,000 AUC and only my Aurora starter ship. Oh, my stars. Heinrich, people have been saying that they've been getting rolled back a touch. So yeah, you'll find here on the channel people have been talking about that. KSS is again, although it was a mistake to give so much, it's all gone next patch. So they released saying they made a mistake and not expect to sign and have everybody. Yeah, you know what? KSS, I think that's a reasonable argument. I think that I think both sides have reasonable positions, I would have been okay either way, but I understand. The one thing I will say is we shouldn't, if we have differences of opinion about it, let's respect each other's opinions about it. That's all I really want to say. KSS, I think that's a totally reasonable opinion. Why not just let us keep it? You're going to wipe it anyways. But I also understand the other person's opinions. Like, that's a lot of money, I'm not really getting kind of that reset kind of feeling, when people are running around with 5 hammerheads. So, it's one of those things. I get it. I get both sides of it. We tried Lyria and Aaron's Halo. Yep. yeah, I will be looking around for sure on 2-1. So we're going to look into it. Also, they missed an opportunity to do some research. What do players do if they instantly get all those resources? Yeah, that's a good point, KSS. If all of a sudden you have 30 mil, how do you spend it? That's an excellent point. I don't think there's anything wrong with collecting those analytics. Crumpet Mode says, I had a bit of luck in the Iron Halo with 30% contracts. One thing I will say, KSS, is maybe they did that. Who knows? I mean, if they gave everybody that money, maybe they instantly went out and seen how people spent that stuff. So maybe they did collect that analytic. You know, good point though. Crumpet Mode, welcome to the channel, Crumpet. I had a bit of luck in Halo with some 30%ers. All right, well, we're going to look around here. We're going to HURL5. We're picking up an Atlas drive, and then we're going to head over to CRUL1, and we'll go from there. I can always go grab a VK00 for CRUL1 at Port Alisar, so or over at Grimhex if I need it. Interesting data for game design and such. Now they put all the effort to just take and miss the research opportunity. Yeah, it's a good point, KSS. I don't necessarily disagree. All right. So we'll grab the Atlas drive here. Once we throw the Atlas drive on, we're going to head over to CRUL1. We're going to set it as our imprint, and we are going to go mining. So a little more prep work, and we're almost there, everybody. So let me see why we're going here. If I can absolutely, I want to see if I can set the station. Yeah. No, I want the station if I can, please. Don't seem to be. I did it one time somehow. Oh, I see it there. There's like a certain distance that you can get it to go. Hey, all right, I'll manually set it. How about that? Can I do that? Does it recognize that? All right. Oh, Crumpet, KSS know each other. That's awesome. So, missed your message there. Let's do it for the kids. Maybe the guy will pay for the fuel. Hey, fair enough, man. Love it. I think that's the station right over there, you guys. Interesting. So we'll just kind of pivot and head that way. That's where we need to be. Where do you mine at for Quantanium? I'm going to start off at CRUL1, and I'm going to head to the Iron Halo from there. That's where I want to start my mining career. This patch is, that seems to be the most efficient place. Danny Peltier says, crap, well, I can't buy the whole armor set of Grey Cat. Yeah, I understand. I've definitely used... I went to that 31 million down to 1.2, and I'm burning some of that 1.2 million on some of the stuff. So I think when I log back in and I have 20K, maybe I'll still have a few things. We'll have to see. I'm going to offload them into stations and stuff. So we're heading on in here. We're going to go ahead and buy the Atlas drive here, and then we're going to head over from here to CRUL1. So that's what I'm excited about. Really, I'm excited to get mining today. At least I managed to get my Prospector max yesterday, blew the rest on the Cuddy, Red, Redeemer, Warden, and Carrick, which... Stone. Stone, nicely done, man. You got the jump on her and got her done. That's awesome. Oh, that's funny. Crap. Man, that's funny as heck. All right, so we're coming in here, and we are going to... Stone, you got yourself set right up, man. That's fun. I'm still chuckling about it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call for a landing. Drop the gear, rotate the VTOLs.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
See where we're headed. All right, right in there. I will just kind of come in at a reasonable clip. I don't want to be going too crazy. And we're gonna pick up an Atlas drive here. That's our goal. So, just for anybody who's joining us late, we're recapping. I started at Area 18, really the first time I logged into 317.2 Live, to do a little plane. I did log in one time for 5 minutes to check my AUEC and laughed and logged off. It was 31 mil. Then the second time I logged in, it was 1.2 mil, and that was this morning. And I went up to Bajini Point first and got a couple of Aero Grey Cat armor sets. And then I went over to ARC L1 and picked up a few things. I actually did pick up a few things at Dumper's Depot as well. And so we're just kind of trying to get ourselves organized with some kit, and then we're going to head out and do some prospector mining today. So, good gig. Now, it does seem like maybe I've not chosen the best course here to come to where I'm supposed to land. We will see. Bit of an obstacle course here. Not sure the station folks would be happy with the route I picked. All right, let's go ahead and. Is it on this side or is it on the other? It looks like it's going to be on the other side. And we'll pivot on it right away. Oh, it's interesting. That isn't actually. It's that kind of one. All right, we can do that. Interesting for sure. I did not know that there was these top landers in these stations. That's cool. We can handle that. Oh, okay. Probably like that is how they want us. All right, set her down nice and easy. There we go. All right, let's do a little bit of a post-flight
Landing
here.
complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Oh, man. That top-down kind of threw me off. I didn't expect that. That's awesome. Black Moon says, I'm not upset over the money. It hurt, but the ship too, but oh, it's okay. Full game, yes, I would be upset. Which is why I understand why people buy the ships. Yeah, I get it. I think all things are okay with that. I was able to buy an Ion A2, says M2, Ballista and a Tonk, and all the components to get my ships, but they wiped it at the moment. I went to get mining heads. Oh, yeah, I can appreciate that. Black Moon says, so they don't start from zero with nothing. Drax says, playing putt-putt with our spaceships. Yeah, exactly. I had to sink one there for sure. I don't think I needed to make any kind of adjustments here. I think what I have in the vehicle now is what I want to take with me when I go to CRUL1. It is. The only thing I won't be able to bring along with me is the VK00, which is fine. Evis Harbor is a top lander. Oh, that's a good thing to know. Yeah, that actually just surprised me. I hadn't seen a top lander yet. Maybe I had and just forgot or something, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, that was cool. It seems like I had an Atlas drive in the PTU, so maybe I did do a top land there. KSS Stone Dog. Oh, right, fair play. I like the way it flies, but I hate that I can't fire any guns. Yeah, I can appreciate that for sure. Some guns have some pilot controlled firepower and some don't. It's also every station has the new hangars instead of the pads. Yeah, they do. It's just the top loader was the one that was a little, kind of threw me off for a minute. All right, I'm going to store this guy. Let's go buy an Atlas drive. Let's go buy 2 Atlas drives, really. And then we'll head over to CRUL1 after that. So, while I'm here, though, just because we're bouncing from spot to spot to spot, I don't have any problem coming in here. Setting, this is my spawn point. Ah, right there. I'll eventually set it over on CRUL1, but as we're kind of going through the verse here, getting closer to CRUL1, why don't we just go ahead and do a reset, just in case there is some disaster that happens. And, Drac gets his wish, and there's a boom. All right, let's head up to the Galleria, and we are going to purchase a couple of Atlas drives and load one on board. All right. Right, peeps, gotta go get groceries. Wish me luck. It's a jungle out there. KSS, have yourself a lovely, lovely evening. And, and a lovely day. Enjoy your day, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. And, and like I said, man, enjoy it. Groceries are good. They're expensive, but they're good. All right, you guys, I'm looking around for, there it is. Alrighty, let's go by, so I do want to make sure that I set this to the station, right? And I want to make sure, I think here if I just go, yeah, I really like that search function. That's cool. I'm going to buy a couple of these by Poom. And so, I see your request, Jade. I'll definitely catch up with you in a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of mining here. And so we'll definitely I'll grab it right before I log off for sure. So cool. All right, so we're going to go down here and let's do a pre-flight. We're going to swap out a drive here, and off we go. "41 likes, you guys. Thank you so much for the likes. I really, truly appreciate it. Hey, KSSA, stay frosty all. That's awesome. With a big salute. KSS, man, take care of yourself for sure. Danny Peltier says, Jade Run is me. Yeah, Danny, I know that. Like I said, I'll catch up with you soon for sure. I'll get that in just a little while here. I just want to do a little mining today, and we'll just kind of, you know, we'll catch up in a little bit here. So cool. What we want to do is do a little bit of a pre-flight here. All right, so we're going to we'll go ahead and I will hit this prospector here. VK00. I'm going to swap this out for an Atlas drive. I definitely want to have an Atlas drive. I have a couple Atlas drives that, you know, a couple other drives that I can come pick up. But other than that, that's why we were here. So I'm going to save those changes. I'm going to close this. I'm going to open this back up. And I am going to miss prospector here. And alrighty. Got the Atlas on board. I always do a double check when I first load a thing. I may have to turn the power on when I get out on this one as well.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Cool. We'll pull the prospector back
Vehicle
out.
selected. Stand by.
M2 says, have you thought about getting
Your
guards for
vehicle
yourself
has
when
been
they add
delivered
physicalized
to
cargo?
the
I've heard a lot of people saying they'll... Yeah, of course pirating M2 will go up big time, and we definitely are going to probably have to run some more security then on a regular basis, and we'll have to see how it goes. Even with, and also with the servers, you know, even with the servers, being what they are or whatever, you know, with having more people, there's, yeah. I mean, those, definitely we're going to see more piracy then, for sure. Profeta says, God bless, good day, citizens. How's it going, Captain? It's going really well. Profeta, how have you been? Nice to see you. So, oh, Danny, no problem. You know, you gotta go take care, have fun in the world. Keep stable on the laser with the big salute. Thank you so much, Danny. I'll definitely get that friend request process here in just a bit. And we will go from there, sir. And hopefully you and I can plan a little time to get out there and hang out and do a little mining. I'm looking forward to it. And just trying to kind of beeline here and get over to the air in Halo, and I hope that you understand. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and call for them to open the lid here. See if we can get out of here. Now we're going to set CRUL1. And I am just going to kind of get down here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Jumped right to the station. And we're headed over to CRUL1. And when we get there, how about the power situation? I should look here before we launch. Let me do this here. What about double check this? Power items. Make sure that we have power on the... We did not. So we're powering up the Atlas drive. There we go. And then we'll menu back and we'll go to... Actually going to go to self status there. I like to have that there. Cool. All right, and off we go. I can't wait to be friend with such an awesome... Oh, Danny, no problem. That we'll take care of that for sure, and we'll definitely, Danny, we'll get out there and get, you know, do some mining together. I promise that, sir. Awesome. Got to go anyway. So take care, have fun. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Jojo, how are you, Jojo? It's nice to see you. So it seemed they didn't remove all of our money. Jojo, it seems like people are saying that maybe it's coming in waves. And so I don't really know. Like, I was at 31. I logged in at 1.2. People are saying they're logging back in a third time, and they're down to 20K. And so that'll be interesting, right? So we'll have to kind of see how it goes. And I'm just kind of, you know, I'm picking up a few things before, you know, and now I'm starting to head over to CRUL1, and we're gonna definitely pick up a few more things, and then head back. We're finally gonna do some mining here once we get to CRUL1. So. Here says, yes, the reset to 20K is a mistake. Even if you go under 20K, it resets back to 20. It has to be a mistake. Good point, Ears. Astro Gumby, welcome to the channel. The whole UEC ordeal should have never taken place. This is an alpha test and should always be treated as such. I think people, yeah, you know what, Astro, it is an unforced error, right? I will acknowledge that. I wish it didn't happen. Because, you know, I logged on today and I opened up the chat and people were arguing about the money. You know, some people have an opinion one way, some people have an opinion another way. And so, and I think it's reasonable. Both sides of the arguments are reasonable. And of course, it's the internet, so people will kind of devalue each other's opinions and that type of thing. And I hope that we can avoid that here. You know, I respect everybody's opinion. I think it's a fair opinion to say they should have let us keep it. It's going to get wiped anyways. And I also understand the person who's like, hey, we're not really getting a fresh start, you know? So I see both sides of the aisle, and I'm okay with both sides of the argument. But I will say, you know, I hope that people do find a way to just kind of respect each other's opinions, and off we go. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. 46 likes, you guys. We're almost up to 50. If there's anybody out there who hasn't liked yet or subscribed or wants to kind of hang out, you know, please do like and subscribe and hang out with us. We do lots of Quantanium mining, and I hope to do lots of Quantanium mining here in the future. The one thing I can definitely guarantee, it doesn't matter if we start out with 20K or 1.2 mil, nothing's going to stop us from making money. We make money hand over fist, Quantanium mining, and nothing's that, you know, obviously, well, I couldn't say nothing. If they reset us to 20K every time, sure. But outside of that, you know, we make money hand over fist here on the channel, generate tons and tons of resources, and we're going to continue to do that. So, Magnitude says, I hate the tax, man. Do it for the kids. LOL. Yeah, fair enough, Magnitude. I like that attitude for sure. 49 likes. We're almost at 50, you guys. You know, I really do appreciate it. So we, you know, we headed off. We bought a few things at Dumpers Depot when we started off at Area 18. I think I bought some CAU, the V3s, the VAU XC3s. You know, I think we bought some wave shifts there. Then we headed over to Bajini and we picked up some Aerial Grey Cat armor suits. Then we headed over to ARC L1 and we picked up Lancet heads and Brants and FLTR-XLs. Then we headed over to HURL5. We picked up an Atlas drive. And now, we've almost got all of our prep work done. We're headed into CRUL1. We're going to set our imprint on CRUL1. We're going to get everything offloaded that needs to be offloaded. We're going to get our ship right, and we are going to go out to the air and Halo, and we are going mining. Hey, Morvip, good morning, sir. How are you? Nice to see you. Astro Gummy says, if they had to wipe the cache and SIG and not worried about it long, and I understand how people feel about it, but we know it's alpha and wipes happen. Yeah, and that's what I mean, Astro. I think both sides of the argument are valid. I understand why people would like to keep the money. I understand why people would understand, you know, would want the money kind of, you know, reassessed. You know, I think both sides of the argument are reasonable. Jojo says, I'm buying what I can now just in case. Jojo, I'm not gonna lie. I logged on with 1.2 million, and I've been doing the same. I mean, I went around and I bought a few of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Morvin says, check Discord DM, big guy. I will in a little bit more. I'm trying to just kind of stay focused here. I just want to, you know, I've got to jump out of here and head back to the place I spent most of the time this week. You know, and I don't know if you know, I don't want to say a whole lot. My dad's been in the hospital this week, and so I don't have a ton of time today. I just, I really wanted to squeeze in a bit of a stream this morning, guys. And by me saying that, I'm not looking to curry any favor. All of us have all of things in life that, you know, but I have a few hour window this morning, and I'm just trying to get a little mining stream in and have a little fun, a little distraction before I head back over to the hospital for the rest of the day. So I absolutely will, though, as I close the stream down, sir, I'll check it out and go from there. So Stan says, just started playing, lots to learn, very interested in learning to mine. Looking forward to your content. Thank you for what you do. Godspeed says, yeah, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it, Stan. And I do strongly encourage you to kind of like and sub and hang out. We do lots of Quantanium mining here in the, you know, on the stream. And I'm really excited. We're almost there. We've just got a couple more things to kind of get aligned here. And we're going to go do a couple of runs in the air and Halo at the minimum. So definitely digging in here, and off we go. So yeah, definitely excited to get the CRUL1, set the imprint, and yeah, Astro, I appreciate that. No, you guys, I did want to say something. I definitely am not looking to curry any favor out of that situation. All of us deal with that stuff. All of us have friends, relatives, loved ones. You know, I'm not, you know, none of us are in a special place. I definitely, you know, I just wanted to, you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be able to play today. Hey, thank you so much, Stan. You know, and you know, I know that some of my people who come to the channel on a regular basis, or people who are looking to mine, I thought I thought I could do some good, and I really trying to squeeze in a nice stream today so we could do a little mining. And it's actually a great stream today because we get to kind of see all the prep work that you may be able to do, depending on, you know, if you had a few space bucks in your pocket. But the things that I like to have when you do go mining are the things you like to learn along the way. And we're just going to make the best of the stream. So having tons of fun and loving the conversation today for sure. So, all right, in we go. This is the best channel, great info, and good times. Thank you, Jojo. I appreciate that. Awesome, you guys. So, just kind of flipping this guy over.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
No, I think it's this way. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drop the gear, rotate the VTOLs. In we go. Tella, hey, how you doing, Tella? Nice to see you. Has anyone found a fix for the small HUD issues? Was struggling with my buddy on the mole last night, couldn't figure out. Yes, there is a way to fix it, Tella. Tella, I did a video on there's an attributes.xml file where you can actually make adjustments to the FOV, the field of view. And so you do have to, with the mole, it's a little weird, right? If you know you're mole mining that night, you can actually kind of set, and unfortunately it takes a little bit of time, and there's no specific number that works. But if you watch that video about the prospector field of view, that also does apply to the mole. I actually should do a mole specific version of that as well. Where if you were to say climb into a prospector, you would look like you were totally mashed against the glass. But if you climbed into the mole, it actually would work out fine. So there is a way to customize your field of vision. I did a video about that for the prospector field of view, but it applies to all ships. And you have to kind of set it specifically for mole mining that night. But you can always change it back right before you log in. It's just, there will be a little trial and error. Oh my gosh, I slammed that guy a little harder than I wanted. There will be a little trial and error to figure out which way you want to do it. But yeah, I mean, check out that video for sure. Brother, it's not a favor, it's compassion. We all experience troubles, and it truly touches my heart to hear that your father is ill. We all have fathers, we know how, yeah, you know, it's definitely been a challenging week. Of course, spending as much time with Dad as I can, and, you know, and just, you know, I appreciate all the good thoughts and prayers out there, you guys. It means the world to me. And so off we go. Oh, I wanted to offload some things. Did I get away from me? I did. I ran away from the exit. All right, so let's get this vehicle thing. I am going to offload some stuff, right? So I can offload most of the stuff. A lot of the stuff I was bringing over as extras in case there are problems later. Oh, I forgot to grab a board. You know, all right, no problem there. All this stuff I don't really need to have on board with me. So I didn't grab the Bormaxes when I was over at the other place, but that's okay, no problem there. I don't need these. Cool. So we're all right. Now we're kind of getting ourselves upright here. All right, you guys. We are definitely gonna head down to and double check some things and get ourselves. So how's the cash return for a full run on a prospector? Well, a full run on a prospector, if you get 32 SU, I think it's like 281,000. Of course, you have refining costs and those types of things. So I like to say after all of your hauling costs and stuff, it's around $250,000 for a full 32 SCU. Probably slightly better than that, 260 or so. So I think it's 281 and some change or something like that. Hey, give her a second. There we go. All right, I'm going to store the prospector here.
Welcome.
Cool, you guys. We're almost going mining. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to do a little mining here. Let's go ahead and get this prospector stored. I want to remember to do a couple things here for sure, right? So the first thing I want to remember to do here is I want to remember to go over and set my imprint. And that's kind of a key. I'm going to be mining out of CRUL1. I definitely am going to set the imprint. And yeah, that's number uno numero uno here is making sure that we'll return to this place if there is a snag. So we'll confirm that. Cool. Now I am going to run down and I'm going to buy a rigger or two because I have those where I actually, now that I have this stuff in the station, I have a couple of extra VAU SC3s. I have an extra FLTR-XL. I can, I definitely will at least buy one rigger while I'm down there. I like to pair the rigger 3 with the VAU XC3s. But I'm not going to run with that today. I'm going to run with the kit that I have, an FLTR-XL and a couple of brands. That's what I like to have on there for sure. And we'll go down and make sure we have a little bit of top off on our water and our food and double check a few things, and then we are going mining. A couple of runs in the air and Halo at least, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alrighty. Astro says, at release you'll have to join me on my Orion. We could, yeah, man. I'm all about the Orion. I know what you mean, sir. That thing's going to be fantastic. Let me go ahead and buy this here. I'll buy a few of these. Oh, they have the wave shifts here. I didn't know that. That's that Bormax is here. I'm gonna buy a couple of those too. That's a good thing to know. Wave shifts and Bormaxes at CRUL1. I'm going to buy a couple of these just because I can. We'll see if they take it all away. A few extras here and there don't hurt, for sure. Looking around here, I think it's the FLT. They don't have the XL. I think they do have the Rieger C3s, though. I'm going to buy a couple of those. Oh, I don't want that one. No, that's not what I was looking for. It's the Rieger C3. Those. All right, we're burning a little bit of our extra money, but you know what? We're having a little fun with it. I'm not buying anything to excess. Here, we'll see. We'll see what it thinks here. It's like, hey, I don't know about this transaction. You not talked about your fleet size, what time I caught you live, so if you don't mind me asking what your fleet looked like. Good question, Astro. I have a Prospector, a Mole. I have a Taurus, a Constellation Taurus. I do have the Orion. So yeah, that's why I have, I'll show you when we get up there a little bit. So, cool. I think that's all I really need, you guys, to kind of get started here today. I will just top off really quickly. Oh, my stars. Let's go ahead and, I think I was kind of being drawn inside a... All right, we'll set that guy in there. We'll just go ahead and top off on food and drink real quick. Dual Sword says, got 17 mil after the wipe, spent most of it on a Prospector Freelancer Max and a Drake Red. Good choices, by the way. Excellent choices. For sure. Dual, and the thing is, Dual, I mean, the nice thing about that is that's a money-making operation right there. Oh, I don't know that I got that one, you guys. Purchase.
Good purchase.
Quick buy. We'll let it. Ready for mining now. I appreciate that, Dual Swords, for sure. By the way, Dual Swords, welcome to the channel, sir. Nice to see you. All right, you guys. I am going to head on up. We're going to make sure we'll be pre-flight. We've already set our imprint. We bought the little extras that we wanted to buy. We've spent a few space bucks here today. Kind of prepping. And this isn't a typical fresh restart. But with having a little bit of extra money in my pocket, why not spend a little bit of it? And we, got a few extras. But we're going to go out now and head out to the Air and Halo and do some mining. We're going to check the standing mechanics. We're going to do some mining and see how it goes. Also, you can buy food and water from the terminals now in bulk or an X amount. That's a good idea, M2. I should kind of add that to my repertoire, if you will. Mach 1 Grebo. How are you, Mach? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Giorno. That's awesome. Mach, what you been up to, man? I hope you're having a lovely day. Are you enjoying the patch? Astro says, nice fleet, sir. I have a large fleet. Sad thing is, like the buds are pushing Star Citizen further back because of the time it's taking to release. We all got during. Yeah, you know, and I backed originally with the Cutlass Black in 2014, Astro. I know what you mean for sure. All right, you guys. I think we're ready to do the pre-flight before we head out, and we do, you know, so definitely trying to squeeze. I got the Atlas drive on board. I do have this point. Hey, Moonraker, nice to see you. How's it going, Moon? Cool, and just, you know, nothing special here, but with here, I've got the Lancet. I have an FLTR-XL, and I have a couple of brands. I'm actually going to swap the way that I have these, though. I'm going to unequip that. I'm actually going to throw a brand in this one. I'm actually going to throw the FLTR-XL on this one. So I'm going to save that. Let me close. I'm going to double check. I always do when I swap things. It's never a bad idea. Just check again. Most, like 99% of the time it sticks, but occasionally it doesn't. And you don't want to get out there and see that it didn't, right? So, yep. FLTR-XL, Brant, Lancet MH1. So we've totally gone around. We went and got the Atlas drive. So we got, you know, guys, we really did grab a few extras for sure. So the one thing I don't have, which I think I will grab, is let me grab myself a medical gun real quick. And then other than that, I think I'll be good to head out. We definitely, if you guys go back and watch the stream, we definitely ran around and picked up a lot of little things that we like to have around for mining. For sure, nothing wrong with buying a few more of these too, just in case we need them. And hopefully we won't, but you never know. I always do like to have at least a few things here, and we'll go ahead and we will buy the personal weapon as well. I don't know. It's funny they call it a personal weapon. I guess you can drug people up with it, though, so there's some weaponization that can go on with it. Not sure yet. Just waking up here, says the Moon. How are things with you? Is my dad doing better? Thank you for asking, Moon. That's very kind. He is stable. That's probably the best way to say it. He's stable, and you know, we're hoping that he remains that way. He's got a tough road in front of him, but you know what? Like I said earlier, it's just one of those things. I appreciate, everybody's been so gracious about it. I appreciate it for sure. Definitely is one of those things where it's, you know, a little bit of surprise. But you know, he's been fighting, things for, you know, he's a tough cookie. So he's had a few scrapes. Not his first rodeo in the hospital. That's for sure, you know, so, and thank you for asking him for sure. All right, you guys, so 56 likes. We've gone around. We hit Bikini Point. We hit ARC-L1. We hit HUR-L5. Now we're at CRU-L1. We've got everything committed, kitted. We're ready to pull and head out to the air in Halo. We set our imprint at CRU-L1. We really have kind of set ourselves up to do as good as we can. The one thing I will do is I'm going to call the Taurus over this way because at some point I will need it. See if it does process the request. Let's give it a little moment here. You know, that's not necessarily part of the gig today, but it is one of those things where it's not going to be a bad idea to have it around when I need it. And we are going to go ahead and pull the Prospector.
Vehicle selected.
And we will head on up. We will do a little pre-flight in it before we take off.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
All right, we're going to avoid that one. Look, the little sketchy hangar tube. And yeah, we're just gonna head right out. We're gonna do a little mining. We're gonna check the scanning mechanics to see how it goes, and we're gonna go from there. So the Prospector, she does. It's been ever since the first time I logged into 317.2. The very first time I logged into 317 PTU. The Prospector's been a touch hoppy on the pad. I've noticed, so she likes to let you know she's alive when you run out on the pad, and you know, and there can be. That's actually what's interesting about that is it's a mixed bag. Sometimes it gets very hoppy. Sometimes it's just a wave. V, I have an issue. I changed the quantum to my Prospector, but now it says no power. Juan Carlos, here's what you got to do with that, sir. What you want to do is you come up here to the menu. You're going to go to power. You're going to go to items. Right, and you're going to scroll down until you see your drive, whatever drive you put on there, and you got to turn the power on. it will not have that green ring around it. So that's how you fix that, Juan Carlos, right there. I had to do it twice on the stream here today as I swapped from the VK00 to the Atlas. From the Goliath to the VK00, and then from the VK00 to the Atlas. That's how you fix that, sir. Have you noticed any flight changes with the Prospector? I went out in the mole last night and it flies quite differently, especially in VTOL. At least I remember compared to 317.1. I haven't noticed that, Tella. You know, the Prospector seems to be performing, at least so far for me, good. Dark Side! Nice to see you, Dark. How you doing, man? All right, you guys know the gig. We're headed towards ARC-L3. I'm so excited to go mining, you guys. It's a happy distraction from life, and we are going to, we're going to head out. LOL, thank you. I restarted 3 times already. Yeah, no problem, Juan Carlos. That's why I love to do the channel, Juan Carlos, exactly for questions just like that, little things, little frustrations, you know, little things that we all learn collectively, the community can all help each other. Mach1 Griebel says, I love the new Prospector HUD. I agree. I think it's tight, for sure. I noticed that when I jumped into 317 too. All right, you guys. So I am going to pull the mining laser out. Just double check. Brant FLTR-XL. That's how we like to do it. Right, that's my kit. That's kind of a V special. That's what I normally like to run with. But I have kind of decided I like the VAUXC3s and a Rieger 3 as well. So you'll see me kind of bounce back and forth a little bit between those two. I am now looking to figure out exactly. I want to head towards the air and halo. So we're gonna spool up here, and we're gonna drop out at about 11.4, 11.5, right in that area there. So we'll go ahead and begin spooling, right? ARC-L3, and remember, we're going to drop out at 11.4, 11.5 in that area, and we're going to start looking around. This is my first mining run in 317.2 Live. So, you know, I did a lot of, as you guys know, I did a lot of testing the mining in 317 UPTU, but this is my very first mining run live, and I'm super excited to do it. So, fingers crossed here. Let's, you know, I'm going to get a good sip of coffee, and we're going to cross our fingers and hope for a uni. But we'll take anything that we run across, you know, because, you know, obviously, we went through a few space bucks, and we, you know, could use a few more. We're down to 266,000, and maybe the next time we log in, we'll have 20,000. But maybe we'll get lucky, we'll have 20,000, but maybe a little bit of Quantanium in the hopper. So that's what we're looking for. All right, so heading towards ARC-L3. A lot of people have been saying there's lots of dead rocks. I actually will probably believe that will be a thing. And part of it is because the Siege of Orison event is happening. So I know that there's extra resources kind of pinched there. And one says, also be very careful. I had 3 invisible asteroid hits last night. Oh, thank you very much, Em. For sure, I appreciate that. I can see that happening, and I understand why it would happen, for sure. All right, ARC-L3, and we are just headed out here. We're in 14, and so we are going to drop out at 11.5, 11.4-ish, right in that area. So we're 13, dropping into the 12s. Start kind of keeping a good eye on it. 11, 7, 6, 5, boom. All right, we're in the halo. Now, normally, you guys, I recommend that you turn right over here and head back towards CRUL1, and I'll show you what I mean, right? And I'll swap them twice. I have no problem with it, right? But normally, I would recommend you do this, right? When you're in the air and halo, always kind of head back towards the station you're refining at, but I don't recommend that in this specific spot, and that's because the sun will be in your eyes. I think having the sun at your back is better. So it's one of those things you have to remember, though, you know. So I am going to set myself back to this area here, just set it. It doesn't matter which one, because I'm not going to fly there eventually. I like having a marker in front of me. And I do I'll spin back up the drive and I'll turn it off so the sound goes away, the quantum sound goes away. All right, turned it off. So the next thing that we want to do here is we want to raise our speed. See, you can see I'm kind of adjusting the speed. I like to keep it up here or like around in this area here. The next thing I'm going to do is pull out the mining laser, and I'm going to just give myself a 179 ping, and we're going to ping out. And we have some opportunity markers, so I'm going to collapse the laser here, and I'm going to ping. And right off the bat, you know, that one right there. I can see the diamond icon, but it's not giving me any communication back. I'm not getting any scan results, so I'm not flying towards that one. I'm only going to fly towards the one that give me scan results. And this is what a lot of people have been reporting, right? Is that they're seeing lots of them. There's an M type. You can see the scan results on the right-hand side of the UI. So, you know, I'm expecting it. Now, one of the things now, I'll reorientate back on, you know, my quantum marker. I'll roll it back again now to 179. Rinse and repeat. This is us for a while, right? What we're looking for are Q-type clusters. We're not going to bother flying into any cluster that will not give us a scan result at all. We're not going to do that at all. That's a P-type right there. And so I can see one down this way. We're closing. You got to be within 12.2 in order to get them. And when, like I said, when you see it, when you're scanning them like this, right? And they're not giving you any information back in the scan results, don't bother flying towards them. You can guarantee pretty closely that they're unscannables. It's not every time they're unscannables, but you know, you don't want to waste your time flying in to find out that they are. So here's another look. I looked at this patch, and my CPU and GPU is not used 100% to get frames. Any advice to make this happen to get more FPS? Well, I think turning down some of the cloud tech can help, Juan Carlos. I don't know how you have the cloud set. Also, you know, it's a good point. I haven't set a lot of the things that I normally set here, you guys. Let's go ahead and look at that. I kind of keep this stuff like this. I actually keep the field of view just like that. VSync, no. Oh, yeah. See how I have, I don't know what the session information QR code is. I have that, no. I have film grain, no. I have sharpening and chromatic aberrations turned to 0, you guys. I have VSync off. I have motion blur off. I do have field of view to 100. And that's how I run. So hopefully that will help you with a little bit with frames, Juan Carlos. Dark says, I started with quite a few million, logged in earlier to 20K. Now that is a good restart. Yeah, they definitely, I've heard, like I started out at 31. I logged back in with 1.2, but I heard they even, the next time I log in, Dark Side, I will be set back down to 20K as well. So we'll have to see how that goes, right? For sure. That's definitely what people have been saying. All right, Matt says, happen to remember what the keybind to change the scan angle is? I do, Matt, so give me a second here. I believe it's in the radar. So let's go ahead here. We're helping, you know, guys, appreciate you. Now, yes, you can actually do, it's the greater than and less than signs next to the shift, or I like to set mine this way. Let's see if I can actually remember how to do this, though. Let's go to options, right? Let's go to key bindings. I'm just going to go to mouse and keyboard, advanced controls. I think it's in the radar here. Notice I set mine. I use my mouse button, my side mouse button to ping, and then I'm using left alt mouse wheel up and left alt mouse wheel down. That's what I'm using. I think that it actually, you know, I'm able to build a good muscle memory doing that, and that's the way that I like to do it, you guys. So, but yeah, I mean, the default ones are the greater than and less thans. All right, so we'll return to game. Cool. All right, and so now I'll roll back. Once again, we reset every time. We do a 179 scan. I'm going to get a little speed. We're going to get our opportunity markers. And then once we have our opportunity markers, then we can kind of close the scan angle down to 2, ping out again. And then if that's an M type right there. So we know that we're not going towards that one. Beautiful breeze coming in my window, by the way. Oh, feels lovely. That's an M type as well. What about this guy? We're getting pretty close to that one. Let's see here. That one has not given us any scan results, so we'll just kind of rinse and repeat. Matt H says, perfect, thank you. Of course, Matt, I'm happy to help, man. You know, I definitely wanted to get this kind of stream in today, you guys, where we, you know, there was a lot of the things I buy, there's a lot of the scan angle mechanics, a lot of helping people kind of get themselves upright. Yeah, I probably already hit scan that M type, so we'll just kind of keep on sailing here. And never a bad idea, just, you know, if you run into like a bunch of them in a row that won't give you, that will not give you scan results, you can always do a mini jump. But, you know, I tend to find they run in bunches. And so up to 12.2, you can see what they are usually. All right, so what do we have here? We've got that's a cluster that's not giving me any kind of scan results back. No big deal. We'll keep on keeping on. And so, first foray out into the Halo since 3.17.2's gone live, and we are having some fun out here. So cool. All right, what do we got? this guy here as being definitely a little fishy there. Not giving us anything. And we'll just keep on heading. All right. Cool. That's an E-type. All right, we're pinging here. What do we got here? That's an M-type. A couple down this way. And some of them won't scan, but that's okay. We'll just keep trying them. That's an unscannable. A couple of opportunities. I ping a couple of times to try and keep it honest. And that is a couple of them there. That's, you know, that are not scanning, that we're just going to kind of fly by. We're going to go ahead and reset. This is going to be us out here for a little while looking for opportunity markers, and there's going to be a bunch of them for sure. I always prioritize the ones that are arranged because they're the ones that are you've least likely already kind of given a scan to. And this is kind of going part and parcel with what a lot of people have been saying, right? They've been saying, hey, there's a lot of ghost rocks out here. And I can see that. Definitely see that's an E-type, I think it said. Yep, that was an E-type. So we know we're seeing different things. We've seen some M-types, some P-types, some E-types. How do you tell which is which? Great question. Notice on the right-hand side, M1, it says the scan results, right? So here I'm going to get my opportunity marker. So, you know, notice there's that 179 and all that stuff that's on the, you know, there's a ton of stuff on the outside, you know, and so I want to make sure I'm at a 179 scan, get my opportunity markers. Now, I'm getting a little bit of lag here. I wonder if we're, you know, we may be hitting a 30K. We'll see here in just a sec. Nope. It was just a little bit lag. Now, notice now when I go down to the 2-degree scan with the mining laser out, when I give it, you see the scan results light up. See, that's a P-type. It's right here. Right there is where you see it on the scan results. P-type is what I'm seeing there. You have to have the mining laser out, and you have to have the scan angle cranked down to 2 at that distance. So that's how you tell what they are at a distance, you guys. Now, some of them will not give you, the diamond icon will flash, but they will not give you anything, right? So it's just one of those things. You just gotta keep on just flying when they won't, and keep just scanning things as you go. That's a P-type right there, okay? And what do we have here? That guy's unscannable. Give them a couple of quick pings. Keep them honest. There's a P-type. There's an M-type. So, yeah, this is us. So, you know, once you kind of scan those ones, you're kind of sailing along, you gather a little head of steam, roll it back to 179 again, and go ahead and get your opportunity markers going again. That's what we do here. Then we close the scan angle and re-ping them. And a lot of clusters are going to be unscannable. You'd see that a lot. It happens. I tend to find that if they are unscannables, most of them are those types for sure. Wayne says, I checked a few that didn't scan and they were all Q-type when I got close. You know, Wayne, I've never had that. I'll definitely fly in on one. I usually when they don't ping for me, almost every single time they don't ping for me that they're unscannable rocks. So, you know, we'll go test that theory in just a sec here. There's an unscannable. That is an M-type. So here, I'll kind of come back here. And so I'll get a scan, I think here. I think it was this guy here. Let's go ahead and see if she will give us a type. This one's not giving us a type. So we'll fly in here and take a closer look and see. Scar says, what's up? Is the Quantanium mining worse right now? No, it works fine. I'm sure it works fine, you know. We just got out here to start testing, Scar, for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and roll back to a 90 here to kind of keep the opportunity marker out in front of me. We're coming up on them. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and see if, you know, most of the time when I fly in on these that are unscannables, they're truly unscannable rocks. See, I've got the laser on it and I'm getting nothing. This is what I see all the time. This is, you know, and I've done a lot of work out here. Very rarely do I see unscannables where, like, you can see, it may be a Quantanium rock, but it's still not going to There's no way to get any results from it. And so this is what I see a lot. It's why I don't normally ever fly towards the ones that won't give me a ping back. So you're gonna try the Argo Mole for mining also today? Not today, Scar. You know, I hope to do some of that kind of mining in the future. I definitely wanted to kind of get out here and get a jump on the prospector mining today, the little solo prospector mining, and I just didn't have didn't have enough kind of leeway to kind of organize a group, and I don't do a ton of solo mole mining myself. So I'm gonna stick to the prospector today, and that way we can kind of use the scan mechanics like we're using them here to kind of locate some rocks to mine. So, all right. That one's not being friendly. What about this guy? There's an E-type. All right. So we're definitely out here looking around for some Q-types here. And I haven't found any yet. So we'll just keep on looking. All right. 179. Couple of other opportunity markers there. Let's go ahead and give him a hit. Hey, Intruder, nice to see you. There's a Q-type cluster, guys. I'm going to go ahead and roll to a 90. Hey, Intruder, you're my good luck charm today, man. Nicely done. I always like to say that to the guy who's kind of the last on right as I hit kind of a nice... This is a Q-type cluster. Now, just because we've located a Q-type cluster, that doesn't mean that there's anything in here to mine. But we are going to come on in here and take a look. And so, yeah, there's several rocks here. These are your Q-types. This is why we come out to the Air and Halo right here, is to find these types of opportunities. So, yeah, we're going to go in here and see if there's something that we can put the lasers on. So, excellent cluster. Looks like there's going to be several rocks here for sure. We'll kind of come on in here. We'll slow down a little bit, and we'll take a look and see what we got. So that first one is actually going to be a fairly decent rock, you guys. Not fantastic, but... you know, not terrible either. You got to get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like there's 7 opportunities here. Let's kind of come in here and take a look. This is kind of why we do it, you know, right here. So you have to get fairly close to get to, sometimes for them. That's just a 10%er. It's right over here, is in this particular area here, M1. That's where the type is. It's in the scan results on the right-hand side of the UI. All right, so this is a 5122. This is the third rock we're scanning. This is a 2%er. It's not going to be great. What about this guy here? This is probably going to be a fairly nice rock, you guys. That's a 44%er. So, right there, see how it says Q type? Right there under scan results, M? See how it says Q type? This was the same. It doesn't matter if I was far away or close. All right, so that second rock's a 28%er. All right, so we got a couple of nice rocks in here for sure. What do we have here? This is a 5122. This is probably not going to be a bad rock either. That's a 25%er. All right, you guys, this ended up being a really nice cluster. Stan Powell says, for someone like myself who just started, would you recommend purchasing a rock? I upgraded my pledge combo to a Cutty Black. Started thinking with the Cutty Black and the rock, this will give me the tools to start money making to expand later. Asking for a sanity check. Thank you for your time. Hey, Matt H. Matt H is calling for the unis, guys. That's fantastic. Stan, you know what? I think rock mining is a fantastic place to begin. There's nothing, if you have you go ahead, you've got the Cutty Black, if you get a rock, Stan, think that the rock mining loop is super fun. It's in the best place it's been in a long time. I 100% thoroughly stamp and approve that particular thought process. I think it's a great idea. I think rock mining is an incredibly fun game loop, and I think you will not regret. It's an excellent way to make money. You know, if you're just looking for an easy peasy way to make money. And so, hey, you guys, this is what we're always looking for out here is a 40-40, right? A 40%er at 40, at like a 4,000 mass at 40% or better. This beats that for sure. This is a 4931 at 44. So we've got some work to do. So we're going to come in here and we are going to, this is the first cluster, Quantanium cluster, first bit of Quantanium I've seen in 3.17.2 live. And so here we go. We're off to the races, you guys. And so I'm going to hit G. That's going to loosen my laser head up a little bit. I'm going to make sure I'm in an optimal range. We're going to fire this guy up and get her broke. So, excited here. There's an opportunity for a unicorn here. We'll have to see. It'll have to break clean. See, you need the mole with that cluster. Yeah, darks, you know, it's so funny. Definitely, if I would have had the mole, I could have scooped a whole lot more with this cluster solo. I love, you know me, Dark. I just love, I like leaving a little bit out here for the rest of y'all. I prefer the solo in the Prospector. I may not have found this cluster in the mole by myself, you know, having to fly up and look at all the different rocks that I had passed already. So, you know, there's always give and take a little, Dark in her. But I respect what you're saying. That mole has so much more capacity. Rock mining, at least your cargo doesn't explode. That's a good point, Intruder. Although, I will say, once you kind of get used to Quantanium mining, you can deal with the timer. I deal with the timer all the time. Yes, it's a little more high stakes, and it's a reasonable point you're making for sure. But I don't think there's anything wrong with if you learn it, you know, like very, you know, if you watch the channel, Intruder. Now you'll knock on some wood here. I don't blow up a lot of times. You know what I mean? I usually get them in fairly safely. So, all right, you guys, do you recommend any good mole mine you have? Yeah, you want the Lancet MH2s. That's what you want. Now, you can have a Lancet and have one of them. If you're solo mining, you can have one of them be a Helix, one of them be a Lancet, one of them be, you know, something else. I myself think there's nothing wrong with having 2 Lancets and a Helix, you know, that type of thing. But all Lancets is fine, too. I mean, you also can go with an impact. I mean, depending on if you're having a good crew or not, you can have a Lancet Impact Helix type thing as well. But, you know, I'm fine with just 3 Lancets on the mole. I know it's, you know, it probably isn't the most efficient kit, but it works really well for everybody can do secondary breaks who's on the laser, which is important, I think. Visionist gives a salute. Hey, Visionist, nice to see you, sir. I see the raft elevator still broken. I still cannot exit the ship. Oh, that's too bad. I had hoped that they got that fixed. Matt H says, I have to run. Thanks for helping the controls and happy mining out there today. Get those unis. Thank you, Matt. And, you know, very happy to help, Matt, for sure. I'm glad that you asked the question, and I'm more happy that I was able to provide an answer that was satisfying. All right, you guys, so, you know, we've got to manage here, right? We don't want it to jump up. We just want to kind of have a good, clean break. We don't want to overcook things here if we can avoid it. We also don't want it to fall out. So, you know, a little bit of balancing act is what we want to do here. We're about 70% through the crack on this first one, and we're just going to kind of keep kind of articulating up and down. Like I said, we don't want it to fall out, but we also don't want it to overcharge. This looks like it's going to be a good break. All right, you guys. So now the question becomes, what are we going to get for secondaries? We're looking for clean rocks. Either they have a lot in them or a little in them. This is not going to have anything in them. That's a good sign, right? So what about this piece over here? So little guy, it looks like this is going to be, there's 6 SCUs, 100% right there. That's excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. This is a 1,046 piece. This is also going to be 89% of that is good Quantanium. That's fantastic. This is also going to probably be a high percentage one as well, 56. Okay, we'll take that. What about this here? So we've got so far 3 rocks to break. We got 4 rocks to break now, 31%er. So this didn't break up as clean as we'd hoped. You know, if we're honest with ourselves, this one didn't break up as clean as we hoped. But there's still plenty enough here. So what I like to do is I like to break the lowest percentages down first and break the highest percentages down last. So that's going to mean that this guy here, that's got nothing. There's a 31. There's our, I think this is a 56. So we're going to go here, 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 and then here. So let's go ahead and get that started. Now I'm going to actually pivot around. I am trying to be careful, cautious. Most of the rocks are over more on this side. You know, this one, this one, this one, this one. Try and get a good look at them. Let me go ahead and get this one broke first. I do want to make sure I have a decent, try and keep the UI in the dark there. So this 31%er goes first. Now I do have Brants on board, and I will abuse them. You guys know that I abuse the hell out of the Brants. I have no problem with it. That's what they're there for, and you know, it's going to take a 1.86 instability down to next to nothing. So as soon as I get anywhere near the green, I'll pop the Brant. No problem there. I don't want to overcook, so I'm trying to stay, you know, bring her down to 6%. I got her around 12 now. I'm still in kind of a sufficient range. I'm going to kind of inching forward a touch. But we want to just kind of be real easy peasy here. We're not, you know, nothing crazy. Try not to overcook. That's the most important thing. If it falls out, it falls out. But definitely try, you know, that's why these brands, they bring that instability down to like a 0.41. Very, very easy to manage. And, you know, we're going to, you know, have a, you know, pretty good success here. We should have a fairly good amount on board. Now, we cooked that guy to, you know, it will take a minute to break. The next one we want to break is that guy back there. Nope, that's the 100%er. There's the 80-some percenter. So there was one more here. Good size one. There's an 89%. I thought there was a 56%er as well, right? Ah, there it is. All right, we'll grab the 56%er this time. All right, and we'll just kind of bring this guy up in, and when that brand falls out, it's got about 13, 14 seconds left. We'll go ahead and fire another one. That's why we bring the brands. We don't, you know, I don't worry about it. It's just a consumable. And the brands just make everything nice and easy. All right, I fired another brand, and off we go. We're just going to keep that instability in a reasonable clip, 0.51. I don't want to fall out, but I don't want to overcook here. After we get these broke down, we're going to be very discerning on the laser, right? We're going to go ahead and make sure that what we scoop is very clean. And we're going to try and haul that in. So, cool. Got a good break going here. Mark says, is everyone resetting back to 28 every time you log in? It sounds like it, Mark. It does. It sounds like they've got that kind of over its skis a little bit. And not sure why they've done that. But I have heard that when you log back on that you definitely are being reset back. That's definitely what people have been saying, Mark. And so I haven't been able to confirm it myself. I will say I first had 31 million. Then I logged on today with 1.2. And I haven't logged on that next time. But I did hear people talking about that. And I hope that's not the case. But I have heard, you're not the only person, Mark, who's mentioned it. So yeah, I agree. It is unfortunate. I hope that that's not the case. I mean, I haven't myself yet experienced it, but I could certainly understand if they reset you down to 20K, and then you go out there and do a few missions, and you would get yourself up to 80 or something. You have to log off and, you know, and go take care of business, and then you come back and you're back down to 20K. That's a reasonable position why people would be salty with that. That's not what anybody's looking for at all. All right, you guys. So there's 6 SCU over here. That is, you know, going to be 100%. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire our third brand more than likely. Don't want to overcook it if I can avoid it. And if I undercook it a touch, that's fine, but I don't want to overcook it. There's 6 SCU of pure Quantanium in this rock. Let me roll that just a touch so I have a good look at the, you know, keep that UI in the dark, right? That's what you're trying to do, is use the backdrop to have build a little contrast. So the optimal window's right in the black. I can see it real clean. M1 says, fun fact, it's glitched ATM. You get to reset to 20K after logging in every time, so technically infinite 20.
Warning, power critical.
Oh, I don't think we overcooked too bad, though. So, all right, so we're going right back after these. We know these are going to be 100%ers, right? So we're going to begin scooping those first. That's why you break them down like lowest to highest, because you know that those last ones that are hundos, they're going to be hundos on the way into the laser. So we'll go ahead and grab that one. Now we got to be careful, right? We want to make sure that we get as many 100%ers as possible. So we'll go ahead. We'll start with this top one here. If it's not a 100%er, we're not going to be grabbing it. That's a nice 100%er. Let's grab it. Drax says, speaking for myself, log in to see most or all money will gone, but just an excuse I need to go shoot some floaty rocks. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I understand, though, if you've been reset down to 20, though, Drac, and then you put in some work and you come back in and you reset back down to 20 again. I could certainly understand why that would be upsetting for people. And I don't think stopping progress is what they want. I think they better get that fixed real quick. So I'm going to put this stuff in the hopper, and hopefully they'll leave the hopper alone. I just logged in, still got 41K, so maybe they've got that part fixed already. Hopefully, Stone. Did you log off with 41K? That's a, you know, would be a good thing to know. So, all right, guys, we're halfway full, and we're just grabbing hundos right now. This will be another 5 SCU. All right, guys, we're doing really well here. That is 100% inert. All right, what do we got here? That's a hundo. We're going to grab that. And let's see here. We're going to grab, that's 100% inert. All right. Guess I'll do a bounty real quick, log and test. Thank you, Mark. I would love to hear if it's, you know, what's happening with that. For sure. Yep, had 41K when I logged in. So, okay, so maybe they got that fixed. I hope that that's the case. So we're getting close, you guys. We're getting real close, right? We've got 27.8 SCU. We're looking for a couple more hundos here. Hopefully we can find some. We've got a couple more to scan. We're definitely looking for another hundo or two. That one's not going to do it for us. What do we got here? This is a nice size rock. Oh boy, that is a really nice rock. This might actually get us there, guys. This is going to be 6 SCU of Quantanium. 31, 32 SCU, you guys. We're going to leave the rest of the mining gods. That is a unicorn. Ding, ding, ding. That's a unicorn run. Now, remember I said it when I first got here, you know, that you have to reset. I have to reset now, and we need to go to the station. I'll set that route. And then, okay, and then now here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm actually going to look behind me, and I have some rocks back there, right? So I have to be kind of careful. Kind of look for an exit point here that's fairly reasonable. I'm just kind of pivoting. We want to have a little bit of good situational awareness. We don't want to kind of fly into some rocks. I'm going to try and fly this way. Get a little away from there. That's good. Leave them behind a little bit. Now I'll pivot. I'll spool up, and we'll head into CRUL1. So we've got 32 SCU on board. Full Quantanium unicorn run so far. But our work's not done, right? We've still got to get it in the land. So off we go. CRUL1. So first run, 3722. So far is a unicorn run. So that's what all the asteroid types Q is for Quantanium. What's the rest? Oh, they just have different stuff in them, M2. Like, some of them will have Bexolite, some of them will have Laranite or Terranite. You know, I think you'll see more Terranite, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them will have just aluminum. You know, the most important thing, you can look it up. I think, like, Seastone or Cornerstone, they will have a good list of what the types are. I should probably look into it. I'm always just looking for Q types, so those are the ones I know that I'm looking for. But they just have different types of materials in them, and I think there's a list available if you Google it. So yeah, that's good to know, Stone. That's you know, that's yeah, one of those things for sure. So 68 likes, you guys, so far. We're just doing fantastic. We did a whole bunch of stuff already. We went to Bajini, we grabbed aero suits. We went over to ARC-L1, we grabbed some mining stuff. We started on Area 18, we grabbed some mining stuff. We headed to HORL5, we grabbed an Atlas drive. We headed to CRUL1. We set, you know, so we kind of did a bunch of pre-flight work. And then we kind of headed out to the Halo. And the first 317.2 so far that we got is a unicorn, so we're happy about that. Darkside says, do not like all the jumps back to CRUL1. I can appreciate that, you know, like, you mean like the new way where you don't go right to it, Dark, like you've got to kind of hit CRUL1 then double jump? I hear what you're saying. I think, you know, that's reasonable. It is definitely a change in 3.17.2. And actually, the first time when I first started testing on the PTU, I could not figure that out for the life of me. I'm flying around till somebody said something on the stream, I think, and said, "No, you gotta you gotta double click on it," and I'm like, "Oh, that's how I do it." So almost 70 likes. Thank you so much, you guys. Had some wonderful subs today. Had some people join the subs today, and have had some really good subscriptions and a beautiful. A wonderful donation to the channel to keep us in coffee and that type of thing. I really appreciate it. Like 3 jumps now. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying for sure, Dark. That's reasonable. Jojo says, I miss the pads. I miss the pads, Jojo. I understand what you're saying.
Quantum travel complete.
All right, so we're spinning back up again here. The one thing I guess I do like is the Atlas is kind of ready to go. Now, every single time when I have to go into the second one, I notice it has to respin and recalibrate, respool and calibrate in order to go. But then usually the second time along, she'll do the jump. Hey, Crouch, how are you? Nice to see you. Good evening, all. You can still use the pads, Jojo. Yeah, you can still use the pads. Easier, for sure.
Quantum travel complete.
I don't mind. I actually don't mind landing in the but I can understand if people miss the pads, and I get kind of I definitely get a little sentimental for things how they used to be a lot. So, Crouch, how you been, man? You don't need permission to land on them now. Just drop down and run inside, same as before. And hey, Crouch, just because I'm curious, can you like run down and actually refine out of them as well? I'll have to try that one of these times. So I'm definitely going to land in a hangar this time, but at some point I will, I'll grab a little bit of stuff and test that. That's a really good tip, Crouch, for sure. I had no idea. I knew that you could still use the pads. I didn't know that they actually were functional still. Are there not still pads? Oh yeah, Spark. It sounds like Crouch is saying there are some, and they sound like they're functional as well. So that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. I hadn't tested them at all. I just been kind of going with it. Jojo saying on the pads, Crouch. That's awesome, you guys. I love it. The community is wonderful. You guys helping each other out, and I get to learn too, which is fantastic. So I had no idea that they were still functional. All right, so I'm gonna call there. I'm gonna go ahead. Same time I call, I pull gear. I drop the VTOL. Yeah, same as before. You just don't get a marker for the pads. If you call for landing, you'll get a hangar, but you can still drop down onto them. Okay, that's a cool thing to know. That is cool, and I guess what's kind of interesting about that is they must not give you the that you're incorrectly parked thing, eh? That's kind of cool. There's a pad right there. I should try it. But I got 32 SCU on board, so I'm not. I'm going to just go in here and get this thing right and make this first run of 317.2 live, try and make it a uni, and got a little bit more work to do. I still haven't heard first alarm yet, you guys, so I'm excited about that. Obviously, even if I heard first alarm now, there's plenty of time. We were able to scoop a full 32 SCU. That would be great, especially if you want to refuel. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you need to refuel, rearm, repair, just being able to hit those pads is really a fantastic thing. I agree with that 100%, Jojo. Good point. Point taken. There's first alarm there. So we're doing just fine. We just heard first alarm. We're almost down on a pad. So we're, and notice, you know me, guys, I'm not bringing it in at a crazy clip. I'm just kind of bringing her in nice and easy. I don't want to make any kind of mistakes here when I have a 280,000 of Quantanium on board. So, just kind of taking it easy, bringing her in nice and slow. First alarm is just fine. It's no big deal. Looks like we're going to be in. The next thing you want to do is you really do want to kind of try and land soft here. You don't want to slam her down on the pad. Just want to bring her in, try and touch down. There we go. You don't want to exacerbate the fact that it's I'll try it again. I can hear him shutting the door. I'm trying to do my post-flight. Nope, they're not giving me any services. That's okay. We'll go ahead and turn the engine down, and we'll have to go down there and see. Now, sometimes you go down there and see it'll be in claim. We'll have to give it a try, see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and exit ship. Hey, Melfic, welcome to the channel. If you were to assemble the cool ships for mining, what would you include? Oh, wow. I mean, I definitely would have some scouts, so that might be, and your scouts, I definitely like to set those up as Overwatch as well. So you're going to have some scouts, probably something like some Gladiuses flying around looking for rocks to mine, say, on Lyria. Then you're going to have your prospector breaking teams, Melfic, meaning a couple prospectors are going to come in. They're going to break the rocks up, and then I'm going to have mole scooping teams. So Mole will come in and scoop everything and kind of head back and handle business that way. That's how I like to do it.
Welcome to the ASOP
This is probably going to say
vehicle
claim,
retrieval
I'm
system.
thinking, but I hope not. Ah, good, it's store. The only reason I thought that is because I could see out of the corner of my eye. It was saying like it was saying 17 million away was the ladder. So, streamer luck. Fair enough. So yeah, Melfic, that's how I like to have scouts. The scouts usually are going to be fighters. They're also going to serve as, you know, they're going to be able to scout around for Quantanium rocks. And when they've located them at decent percentages, then we're going to bring in the prospector breaking teams. And then we're going to bring in the moles to scoop. There's a little bit more meta to that. You know, like the prospector breaking teams can actually suck up a lot of the bad rocks. And then just pull a tiny bit of Quantanium into them and jettison. So you can get rid of the garbage rocks and that type of thing. So, lucky there's pads. I forgot my helmet. Oh, no. All set for a great day, says Paul Ferguson. That's streamer luck for sure. Zamatic, welcome to the channel. By the way, Melfic, welcome to the channel as well. Some names I don't recognize, and I try and remember as many as I can. So, first run of 317.2 PTU, or PU, live. First run here, looks like we've got it. We'll have to see. We're almost there, Miss Prospector. It looks like things are... We're going to set up that work order. Look at that, you guys. The first run is a unicorn run. I'm just going to do the Dynex solvenation because, you know, I'm in it for the long haul. 64 SU. I don't care if it takes a day 18. That is 31. You know, that's a beautiful load. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to grab my phone for a second just so, you know, just to kind of give you guys an idea. I'm going to go here 31, and I'm going to times that by 88, and that's 275,000 in the hopper right there. So pretty good run right there. We love it. Let's go down here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to grab our take our helmet off. We're going to just kind of top off on
See anything you like?
on water and drink, and we're going to head back out to the Air and Halo for one more run at the minimum. So, let's go ahead here, and we're going to drink this guy in. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this guy here.
Finding everything
Let it
all
lift
right?
the old face and give her a bite. Alright, cool. Alright, so then we're going to put the helmet back on. And we are going to... Hey, not eat that. Yes, didn't think I ate it. Alright, no big deal. Let's go ahead. I like to top off when I'm down here. We'll try it again.
See anything you like?
Jojo says, I'd like to join that team. Jojo, we can absolutely make that happen. So, you know, you and I, Jojo, now that 317.2 live is good, you and I need to set a date. There, it did take. Jojo, you and I are going to set a date and go mining together. I promise you that. Let's talk about that. I think you looked me up on Discord, Jojo. I will look you up now, and we'll get those things started now. Oh, and hey, while I have you guys here, we are going to do a ship giveaway sometime in the next week or so too, with 317.2 live. Tina Peterson did give us a grant, absolutely lovely gesture. Gave the channel a starter Titan Avenger or Avenger Titan starter kit, and I will be giving that away here sometime in the next week. What I will be doing, you guys, is having a stream for that, a stream. So I'll have a video where I announce what time the stream will be. It will be a scheduled stream. I know I don't schedule streams, you guys. I know that I just kind of jump on, and I'm so blessed that you guys kind of find me and hang out from time to time. But I will schedule that stream, and we'll have a beautiful stream giveaway for a starter pack. So we're going to be doing that sometime in the next 7 to 10 days. Oh, Jojo, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. But no, you and I are going to go do some mining, Jojo, for sure. So, all right, I want to do a pre-flight here, right? If you'll notice, I do lots of pre-flights, lots of post-flights. You always want to make sure you have everything on board. Here, so I still have a couple of charges left in this brand. I think I fired it 3 times. I still have a full charge left on that brand. And the FLTR-XL is going to be helpful if we need it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the prospector.
Vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected.
And we are going to go one more time out to the Air and Halo, and let's take a look around and see how we do. So hangar 2, All right. We're going to go ahead and hit Hangar 2. Jojo, that's very kind of you. You and I can talk about it. Don't do anything crazy yet, but let's talk about it. And like I said, I'll track you down. We'll drag out our Google calendars, and we'll set a time when you and I can go mining, because I owe you, and I know I owe you, and I can't wait. So we'll have some fun with that. Melfic says, I have an Origin fighter if your mining groups need something like that. This is what I mean, you guys. You gotta keep away from your prospector. She gets a little squirrely when you first run out on the pad. Now it's been happening in the PTO. Yeah, Melfic, we'll definitely look into that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that. Alrighty, you guys. Cool. Let's go ahead, and I am going to let's get our engine started. Let me get the door open here.
Hello. How can Miss
And let me go ahead and just pull out the mining laser once again. We got Brand, FLTR-XL, and we are going to head towards ARC-L3, and we're going to set route, and we're going to drop out of 11.4. We're headed back to the Iron Halo. Hey, Nate! Good morning, Mr. Shorts. Happy new patch to you. Hope all is good with you and the family. Thank you so much, Nate. Working towards that. Things are trending in the right direction on that front. I know if and we got to kind of keep our, keep on, thoughts and prayers, and hopefully things will work out. So, a little touch and go for sure. So, we went out, squeezing in a little bit of a stream here today, guys. And then I'll be heading back over to the hospital today to kind of spend some more time with them. So, don't relog, your money will wipe again. Yeah, I've heard.
Thank you.
Rebound, some people have said, and by the way, Rebound, welcome to the channel. I have said, I think they're starting to patch that. I know that Stone Dog said that he logged off with 41K, came back an hour later and logged in with 41K, so hopefully they're starting to go through and fix the accounts that are doing that. I hope that that's the case for sure. So. Yeah, Melfic, I'm sure we'll figure it out, sir. My Discord is in the link below. Look me up on Discord. Let's chat about it, and we'll try and get you orientated. And absolutely love when people want to scout or be part of the mining gameplay. And I love organizing big mining events and that type of thing, and we'll definitely do some of that. So, yeah, you guys. So one more time out to the Iron Halo today. We're going to take a look, and then we're going to head on in, and I'm going to, we'll see where we're at from there. Crouch says, I've been logging in and out all day and not have any issues, so not everyone is affected, it would seem. Oh, that's interesting, Crouch. Thank you for stating that. Yeah, it has seemed to be a bit of a mixed bag, where some people are having it and some people aren't. So that's a very, very, very interesting, piece of information, that maybe it's intermittent. So some people are having it and some people aren't. So I really do appreciate that. By the way, Crouch, if guys, I should say something. Crouch, does a lot of Star Citizen content, and so Crouch, throw your link up, man. Guys, go like and sub Crouch for sure. I should have said something already, Crouch. I definitely, I'm a little in my own head today. I hope that you can forgive me. Nate says I had 13M yesterday, 400K-ish after the fix. So, not everyone affected, it would seem. Oh, 11.4. All right, we're here. Mark says, I did have it and I'm approaching my bounty right now for testing. Let's see, my FPS is taking a bit. Stone Dog says, my FPS is taking a big hit with this patch, around 290. It's a crazy situation, though. I've got 77 million after the wipe. Spent 53 million and lost the rest. Oh, that's crazy, man. I can't believe 77 million after the wipe. Holy smoker and ochre news, man. You had I started with 31 million and I thought that was pretty crazy. So, all right, you guys, we got our first unicorn in, and here we go. So, all right. So I'm facing ARC-L3. I'm going to continue to face ARC-L3. I would have a very preferred to start from scratch. So I think so. That's where I'm at too. I think it's a little funner to start from scratch. That being said, make the most of it and enjoy it, and and that type of thing. So I'm going to spool up here, because if you spool up and turn off the drive, it will turn off you can hear the quantum noise. But if you spool up and you turn the spool back off, it will go away. Now I'm going to go ahead and I will just go ahead and 179 scan, boom. Get some opportunity markers out there. Let's go ahead and close down here. That is a P-type right there. What about this guy here? Notice I dropped out of a little bit different area, a little more density here, and that's okay. That's an M-type. And I'm just going to pivot on these guys and keep on heading on in for sure. So, Crouch says, I play a lot. Yeah, no, I get that, man. That's awesome. I mean, I thought I played a lot. That's an impressive. I don't know that I've heard a number that big, sir. I mean that in the most respectful sense. That is awesome. 77 million is like, holy smokes, that's definitely a ton. So, all right, you guys. So we know that at up to 12.2 away, we can get the type. So we'll send out this guy and see what we have here. That's an E type. So we're gonna keep on sailing. And yeah, no problem whatsoever. So does look like, you know, I don't know if I will say that I've been kind of keeping an eye on my numbers. It looks like we dropped a few frames, so I'm not sure if some people got kicked a little bit. If you did, let me know. I've been having, you know, my internet's been pretty good, but it's actually sometimes I'm noticed on Saturdays it can get a little dodgy, and so I think I might have to put a call into the old internet place and say I'm not getting the numbers I should be getting. And I did a reboot and rebooted the router before I started the stream today just to try and keep it honest. Let me know if there's been any kind of stuttering. It's using CPU much more now instead of GPU. That's a good thing to know, for sure. All right, that guy wasn't giving us any scan results back. We're gonna keep on looking around here. 179s. All right, a few opportunity markers out here. All right, what do we got? That's an E-type. What about this guy here? Ooh, I clicked out of the game for a second. Somehow I magically do that occasionally, click out and get back to my desktop. That's not giving us any kind of results, scan results. That one's not giving us scan results. When I stop getting scan results, I see it in bunches, so I just kind of keep on flying and keep on scanning. Bounty complete, logging back in to check UAC. All right, that's cool. Juan Baldwin says, I got 63, looks like 63 million. I bought a bunch of ships, lost 40 million back. Yeah, they definitely rolled it back. JJ, for sure. JJ, how you doing, man? It's nice to see you, by the way. And JJ, I know you've told me what to call you before, but I forgot. I've had a long week. Forgive me, sir. Jojo says, anyone else get creeped out when you go to the station and the bots are lined up staring? Yeah, that is always a little creepy, a little dystopian. I get what you're saying, Jojo. It is kind of weird. Crouch says, I love your channel, by the way. The short, super chill, and really educational. I have to take the mole I bought out. If they don't take it away during the audits of the accounts, my crazy going. Yeah, Crouch, you and I, let's go do a little mining one day for sure. You know, yeah, J-Man. JJ's cool. Thank you so much. J-Jan, that's what it was. Thank you so much, J-Jan. I knew that you had told me what, you know, and I try to be as respectful as possible and remember it. I definitely remember that you did ask me, so J-Jan, I will try and commit that to memory, sir. I'm getting old, though. I'm almost 50. You gotta be careful. So, looks like I kept my money this time. Perhaps it's fixed now. Thank you for doing that, Mark. I appreciate the science side of that. And Crouch, I mean it, man. Let's you and I talk. I know that we're both in that both in that channel. Let's you and I talk and find a day where we can get out and do a little mining together and have a little fun. I'd love to do that. So I hope that you'd be amenable to that. E-type. All right, cool. All right, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for letting me off the hook there, J-Jan, for sure. I appreciate it. All right, we're looking for Q-types, guys, but we're getting lots of unscannables right now, and that's okay. We just keep resetting, keep heading towards your quantum destination. Go ahead and just keep rolling it back to a 179 scan, pinging out, and then prioritizing the ones that are far away. You know, because you definitely know you haven't scanned those ones already. And if they give you diamond icons but won't give you scan results, just keep on flying. Crouch says, I'd be super keen. Love floating around the Prospector. Yeah, that'd be fun. Or we could take a mole. I mean, you know, I think we can go do a little mole mining together and have a little fun. I think that would be a blast. All right, you guys. We'll go ahead and... that's a P-type, so we're definitely looking around here for things to mine. We're looking for those Q-types. We already have our first run was a unicorn run, so we've already had a beautiful stream. We've already had a great unicorn run, kind of proven the methodology a little bit, and we're just going to kind of keep on doing what we're doing here. Now, like I said, I do see they run in kind of clusters, right, in bunches when they won't scan or give you the scan results. I see it where they, you get several, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Just keep on flying towards your destination marker. Keep just resetting. They'll eventually start scanning again. Well, if you get a mining turret, Monkey and the Mole, give us a shot. Yeah, Stone. Yeah, man, we can have a lot of fun with that. I think that'd be great. All right, Crouch says, mining the Mole would be great. Yeah, let's do it. We'll figure out a date and time. We'll look at the calendar and start kind of getting some stuff scratched out. There's a big old P-type cluster right there. Alrighty. We'll tee something up on Discord. Exactly. That's exactly what we need to do, sir. Alright, cool. Alright, I think there was one of... Can we get that one? Maybe not. Alright. We'll keep resetting and keep just kind of doing what we do here, you guys. Just keep resetting it down to 179. Getting your opportunity markers. When you have your opportunity markers... giving it a scan. All right, so that one was a ways out there. That's a P-type cluster. All right, what about this guy here? Not giving us anything there. What about this guy here? Not giving us anything there. What about this guy here? Oh boy, we got a bunch of grumpy ones. That's all right. Be all right. All right, we'll keep on heading in this way. 179. All right. I was keeping an eye on those ones to make sure I wasn't flying into them. P-type. I was like, I better. I was on just a weird angle where I could have flown into them, and they, at about 500 or 600 or so, it broke, and I was flying the other way away from them again. So I was like, keep an eye on that. I don't want to have a happy accident out here. I see the ore sale terminals are not working on CRUL1. That's interesting. Now, when you say that, Dark, do you mean like they won't allow you to hit the drop down? Is that what you're saying? Because I've noticed that before. I will say I have noticed if you actually then sometimes pull them up on the refining terminal, then all of a sudden go back to the ore terminal, that it will work. I've seen that once or twice. I haven't said anything about it because it's been so intermittent, but I definitely have seen that before where I couldn't get it to pop on ore sales, and I kind of pulled it up as if I was going to start a refining job, and then I closed it, and then I went back over to the ore sales, and then it seemed to work. Like it seemed to somehow make it kind of just trip it up where it recognized it all of a sudden. So I've seen that, something similar to that. Jan says, if you had a mole out, you found a cluster of high quantity lower materials later, would you stop and mine it or look for more Well, you know what? I think, Jan, I think that's really a matter of preference, right? I think if you're having fun, don't worry about the money. Just have fun. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I Quantanium mine on my stream mostly because that's what people find the most interest in. I think it would be, probably a little bit of a more boring stream. Mining's already not the most, action-packed game loop. So I do a little Quantanium mining because I think people have the most interest in it. But I love mining. I have no problem going out there and just Bexelite mining or whatever for fun. I think it's great. Stone Dog says CPU running at 60%. That's a big change from the previous patch. That's interesting. I bet you with Vulcan they are starting to offload a lot more. That's an E-type there. Wouldn't you think maybe that's what it is? Maybe with Vulcan they're offloading some more stuff onto the CPU. Correct. Cannot select a ship, can refine and not sell directly. That is interesting for sure, Dark. I'll look into that if I happen to haul a load in here. We'll look at it together. All right, you guys. Gotcha, and I agree. Yeah, it's really all about having. I mean, I think I recommend fun over almost anything in this game, you guys. If you're not having fun, you know, then you may just want to kind of think about what you're doing and see if there's some other game loop that ended up kind of giving me some after I popped it a few times, right? It ended up being a P-type, so that's interesting. It seemed to take a minute, but then it eventually did give me some opportunity markers there, or some some scan results. But yeah, fun is, I think, one of the most important things to prioritize if you can, for sure. Joshua, how you doing, Joshua? Welcome to the channel. Give us the Orion. Yeah, for sure, man. I get that. I agree with that 100%. All right, what's this guy over here? Nothing? What's this guy over here? Nothing? All right, we'll keep heading on this way. What's this guy down here? As we're flying past. Nothing. All right, we'll keep on heading this way. Give us the Orion. I appreciate that, Joshua. I know where your head's at with that, and I don't disagree, man. I think that'd be so much fun, chewing up an asteroid belt. You know, making tons of space loot that way. Also, just kind of learning to protect a capital ship would be a lot of fun, and you know, hopefully there'll be some real big rocks in the verse at that time. You know, and that'll be a very interesting gameplay loop, kind of chewing through an asteroid belt. Did you see the change in mining for 317.2 with the new stations in play? Did you mean the belts have been really good? Any new belts? Yeah, there is actually. One thing I will tell you guys, I found Quantanium. It's a great question, Joshua. Over here in CRUL2, in this L2B cluster, that's got Quantanium in it. I found Quantanium there, and I found pretty good amounts of it too. So, little inside tip because Joshua asked. You know, that's definitely a spot that I found had some stuff in it. Now, pro tip on that as well, by the way. Now that we're talking about it, let me do this. If you're in CRUL1, do not try and fly back, or CRUL2, do not try to fly back directly to CRUL1. If you fly towards HURL3, you'll fly past Crusader, then kill your quantum drive and reorientate. Because if you go back to you got to go like around Crusader to get to CRUL1. So, you know, like, oh boy, I didn't mean to set route there. That was silly me. Hold on. I want to do it here. That's funny. I'll just kind of set route here. Let me see if I did. Okay, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, just as a pro tip, yeah, you want to do that, right? Because then you can fly around. You can fly around Crusader, not necessarily have it drag you down or whatever. So yeah, changed my thing there for a minute. All right, so we're looking for opportunity markers out here now. We're kind of resetting the table and moving on. We're getting a lot of unscannables out here. They definitely run in bunches. I am hitting them with a few pings because I had one that I hit with 4 or 5 pings before it gave me the results. You can see those are actually definitely being a touch grumpy as well. So we'll keep on flying in here. We may do a mini jump here if we get that many unscannables. I'm going to log in and check those. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, JJan. That is a great place to mine. I mean, at least I found it was. Now the other ones don't have anything in them, but that B one did have stuff in them. And Quantanium, I pulled a good chunk of Quantanium out of there. So, all right. So here's a Q type we just seen. I think this looks like a single rock. I'm going to roll back to 90. And so that's going to allow me to kind of keep the opportunity marker out in front of me. I'm not going to fly right at the opportunity marker. I'm going to make it right or left to center. That's what I'm doing here. And so I don't fly right at the rock. I am going to come in at a reasonable clip. Let's take a look at it. This is just, I think this was just a single rock. And we're just kind of coming in here and taking a look, you guys. Looks like it's just one rock, just a single. I can see it there kind of creeping up on the left-hand side of my UI. It's not going to be a good rock. Brian Edmonds, thank you so much, Brian. I truly appreciate that. That, you know, as you guys know, I always like to say, that keeps the stream in coffee, keeps the lights on. You know, all that money goes right back into the channel. So thank you, Brian, truly. I can't thank you enough, sir. That's so kind of you. 3.97%. So yeah, you know, like I said, we got to keep on rolling here. All right, so yeah, Brian, thank you so much, man. There's a big P-type cluster right there. We'll head in towards this guy here, and once we get into about 12.2 is where you got to do to get the scan results. If it's going to give you results, that one's not giving me results. I'm going to ping it a few times. Nope. No such luck. I did have one where I kind of pinged it earlier 4 or 5 times and it finally did give me a type, which I thought was interesting. Almost like a bit of server lag there. So we've already had one unicorn run in the hopper, and we're out here, just out here for a second run today. Do I have a Discord? You know, I do. Check my. It's in the description. You can see my Discord handle. Look me up, Joshua, for sure. We can do some talking for sure, man. My Discord handle, Space Shorts, number 867. I can't remember. It's in the link though. I'm not currently on Discord. I have it turned off right now, I think, or at least I have it minimized. But yeah, you can look me up and just send me a friend request for sure. All right, Pizza, call me, Craven. How you been, Craven? Nice to see you. Have you noticed good rocks are more sparse? I've been to the halo between CRU01 and found plenty of quant, but it's usually 2%ers. I did find one really nice cluster so far, Craven. I had a 44%er and a couple of mid-20s in
How
there.
are they? I'll kill you myself.
Oh my stars! looks like I've had a little spillover right there from Orison, from the Siege of Orison right there. That's so funny. It looks like they're getting down to the last boss, and he's getting grumpy. His lieutenants are getting picked off. That's so funny. Kill you myself, he says. All right. There was one over here. 80 likes and counting. Mash that button, folks, and let's hit 100. Thank you very much, Drac. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. I definitely think we've had a few drop frames in the old stream today, and I'll have to keep looking at that. My internet has, man, usually been so solid, but recently it's just gotten a little grumpy. I'm going to put a call into them and ask what's going on. That's E-type. All right, we got a couple of types. Hopefully get a couple of types over this way. That's an M-type. What about this guy? That's an E-type. And that one we're getting a little far away from.
Hydrogen fuel at 75%.
We'll reorientate here a little bit on our opportunity marker. There we go. On our quantum marker. I heard that once it hits 100 likes, it'll crash into a station. Don't get Drax started, Nate. You know better than that. That's so funny. You know, I might. I mean, that's so funny, you guys. All right. Beautiful. Looking for Q-types here. There's a P-type. Just spawned the Prospector in Hangar 1 on Serial and then watched it hop up and down the hangar amid sparks. Yeah, I had that exact same thing many times. For sure, Dark. It's definitely something it does. You know, I've noticed that for sure. Plant my face into a rock. Yeah. Done that before too, Drag. Plenty of time. I've been out here mining enough to definitely have had a few happy accidents before. That's for sure. Alright, that's an M-type cluster and a good one. Boy, that was a lot of pingbacks. Alright, that guy's not being cooperative. That's an E-type. Alright, we're still kind of digging it out here. Forget to put my landing gear down. Remember that, Nate? Yeah, that was so funny on that one stream. I did. It was getting late and I was tired and I forgot to put my landing gear down and crashed it promptly down on the ground and then lost it all. This is one of my last 3.17 PTU ones. That was funny. M-type there. That was really funny. There's Q-type right there. It looked like it was more than one flash as well. Maybe more than one. Let's go ahead and we're going to roll back to the 90 degree. That'll keep the opportunity marker right out in front of us, and we're just going to kind of try and stay off the... Brian says the ship was just happy to see you using it. Exactly. That's exactly right, Brian. Sounds like your prospector's raring to go doing the happy dance. That's exactly right. They do. They have been very froggy lately, letting you know they're there. So it looks like there might be more than one rock here. I definitely see at least one, but the opportunity marker is in a spot, so in we go. Looks like we have this looks like a pair here. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of get within range and start looking at these. That's not gonna be maybe a bad rock. This could be maybe a 20-some percenter, I'm thinking. Maybe better, we'll have to see. 17 percenter, not terrible. What about this 4931? Not that good either. This is probably an 8 percenter. Probably not enough here to worry about. I think we'll sail on. So even though we're not, seeing tons of Quantanium, I still think there's maybe and we'll see if the mining gods reward us or not for that. But I think we can do it just a touch better than that. So let's go ahead and move on from there and see if I'm right or wrong. At 17% that's really not going to break up into a good concentrate. And so it's, there'll be a lot of mining there. Now, between the two, you might be able to dig out a halfway decent load, but I'll tell you, there'd be a lot of mining there for, a couple of rocks for maybe less than 20 SCU, and that may be a bridge too far there. All right, what do we got here? That one's not being cooperative. What about this one? Right, that one's not being cooperative. We'll keep on heading this way, and 179 scan again, reset. All right, we got a 12.4 right there. Now it's in range. Some doublers that aren't giving us any pingbacks. What about this guy here? Nothing happening there for sure. That is another Q-type right there, so it doesn't look like it's a single. It's a single, and I got a flash on it, and it didn't look good. So I got lucky. It looked like the mining laser somehow lined up perfectly on it, and that was definitely going to be a low percentage. So we'll just keep on cruising. Lots of opportunity markers up here, guys. Let's kind of move over this way and fly in. That's an E-type. Not giving me anything. What about this guy? Not giving me anything there. Couple here. Alright, well, we'll just keep on keeping on. Any in here old Eve miners? Oh, I bet there are, Brian, for sure. That would surprise me if there weren't. I mean, a lot... Space mining, is space mining for sure. I actually did a little bit of space mining in Eve way back in the day. It's been a long time. Eve has changed so much since then. That's P-type. Like when it first launched, I played Eve. So much that I don't hardly remember much about it. Not a lot going there. Let's reset to 179 scan and keep on cruising here. Hey, Stone Dog says, yep, used to mine an Eve. That's awesome, Stone. All right. Got an opportunity marker here. Let's see. That's a cluster. We're not getting any pingbacks, though. All right. 10.2. This is way better than running 9 Workles on bonds. That's hilarious. Nicely done. Hey, Sander Little. How are you, Sander? Nice to see you. How have you been? Yo, Sander. Vic says, bought a mole yesterday with my millions. About to hit the halo. Nicely done, Vic, for sure. Alright, that's awesome, man. Good time to buy a mole, man. I mean, with all that money floating around, for sure. Hopefully everybody bought what they needed. Ooh, finally, a 51-22-34. That was hard work. Nicely done. That's a nice rock, though, Stone, for sure. And sometimes, you know what, guys? Sometimes, you know, mining is just one of those things. It's a bit like fishing, like we like to say. Some days you just come out here and boom, they're hitting right off the bat. Quantanium everywhere you look. And sometimes you got to come out here and put your foot on the gas and just keep on grinding it out until you find something that you're looking for. We did find a nice Quantanium cluster in the last, in the last time we were out, and now we're out here kind of digging in, trying to find one more to mine. So. All right, E-type. What about this guy here? Sandra Lewis is better now that I'm home. Long night after the ER. So cool to be able to relax and see the stream now. Yeah, man, I can appreciate that for sure. I've spent my time in the hospital this week too, you know. So I know what you mean. Hopefully you're just working there though, Sandra. I hope. All right, so let's see here. That is not giving me any opportunity markers back. What about this guy? They're coming in bunches. All right, I think we're gonna just do a quick mini jump here and see if we can shake the meta just a touch. So I'm gonna do just a quick. I'm just going to tap it and tap out of it. Joshua says, I think they're going to give us map options. Yeah, not sure we're going to... Yeah, I always leave some kind of a marker up, right? So that's a mini jump right there. I like to do that sometimes. Occasionally it's nice to just kind of shake it up a little bit, and then just kind of send out some new pings and see how it goes. So... one of those things. Once in a while, I'll do a mini jump if it just seems like I've been getting a lot of nothing. That's an E-type. What about this guy? That's P-type. What about this guy? That's a nice M-type cluster. All right, so we'll keep on heading towards our destination, and we'll reset and keep going. Nope, patient, but it's okay. Nothing too bad. Just some meds, and I'll be okay. Hope everyone's having better times, though. Yeah, you know what? It's definitely in the water, man. Sander, spent a little time with my dad in the hospital this week, and I know what you mean. Hopefully you're on the mend. Glad to hear that it's nothing too serious. A few meds here will get you upright, and that's, glad to hear you're doing better at home. I know that, home is always a little bit, little better place to feel like you can get your healing done, for sure. I know nothing quite like my chair in the old living room. If I'm not feeling great or whatever, just to be home with the fam and that type of thing always makes a huge difference. All right, you guys, we're gonna keep on hitting these opportunity markers and see what we have. It's an M-type cluster and a big one. There's a Q-type right there. Looks like it might just be, maybe it's more than one, but looks like maybe a single rock. We'll go ahead and scroll back to the 90 degree, and that will keep the opportunity marker in front of us, and we'll head into the look. Sander says, thank you very much. No problem, Sander. Darkside says, logged out after bouncing my prospector, logged back in, then I saw I had only 3K credits. Going to log, oh my, yeah, that's interesting. So, what did you log out with, Dark? You logged out with a certain amount, then logged back in with 3K. Do you know what you had when you logged out, Dark? So we know we have the single Quantanium rock coming up here. It's a 4631. And we'll take a look at it here as we get a little closer. Probably not a terrible rock. It's like a 15%er or something like that, just based on what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, and I am many times. Give her a poke there for good measure. That's a 46 at 22. 220. That's not great, you guys, but it's bad. You know, it's not. It's right. It's right. It's real close. Another 22.8 is 1.6. 22 at 4. It's gonna be. You know, it probably will be less than. It'll probably be right around 20 SCU. You know what? You know what? Just to keep the mining gods happy, we'll go ahead and break this guy. It's not the great rock, but you know what? We already had a unicorn run today, so you know we're not gonna. You know, it's not a bad rock. This is a rock that's worth mining, and so we're gonna go ahead. I'll hit G a couple times, loosen up the laser, and we will make this happen. This is definitely better than that 17%er I found earlier. So. Logged out with 26K and came back to 3K. That is very interesting, Dunk. I don't like to hear that. You know, I think that that's certainly people, you know, you don't want to take away people's progression. Hey, 91 likes, you guys. 9 more, we could hit 100, and that'd be awesome. But I really am appreciative of the 91 so far. So that is awesome, you guys. Yeah, Dark, I'm glad you're logging a ticket. That's the right way to do it. I don't like the fact that, you know, if they made a mistake and they cut it, that's fine. But if they're recalibrating on people's progression, that's going to be pretty rough. I don't like that at all. So, you know, I'm glad you're doing the right thing, opening up a ticket, and hopefully they'll address that the right way. Apparently, cache is reset on logout. Yeah, you know what, Craven? It's been a bit of a mixed bag. Some people logged in and out, and it didn't happen. Some people have logged in and out, and it has. Some people have logged on and off all day, and it hasn't affected them at all. So it's interesting. I think it's been a bit intermittent, and they better kind of get that part upright. Because I can certainly see if you cut somebody back down to 20 grand, and then they spend a couple hours and you get those up to 40 or 50 or 60 or 80 or whatever, and then you cut them back down to 20 grand again, that could, you know, that could very much make people sad. You know, you definitely want to avoid that type of thing. All right, you guys, we got a rock on board here. Not the best guy in the world. So do you have an updated vid on how to set up a prospector for mining? I do have a pretty good some videos on that. I did one recently where it was just a video of a mining run. Listen, it's really fairly simple. Here's the kit that I recommend early on. Now, that was me. I kind of fell out of it. I think an Atlas drive for an all-arounder. But the first thing you're going to want to buy is a Lancet MH1, the mining head. You got to swap that mining head. Even if you only had the Lancet MH1, you would be fine. But I actually recommend a Lancet MH1 and 3 brands. So if you have the prospector already, do enough delivery missions or do enough kind of scavenging missions or whatever until you absolutely have around 35 to 40K. You know, and then buy the Lancet and buy a branch or two, and that's all you need to begin with. Eventually, you're going to want to have an Atlas drive, and then, you know, Lancet. You know, like right now, I have an FLTR-XL and a couple brands on board. You know, eventually, we want to have something like that. But yeah, a Lancet MH1 and some brands early on are really what you want. And then if the next priority would be to change the Quantum drive to like an Atlas drive. That's going to be a good all-arounder. And after that, you know, there's some things you can do. But I think, yeah, if you watch, I did a video not terribly long ago on 317.2 prospector mining, and I think that would be a good one for you. Talk about some of that stuff and just the scanning meta and that type of thing. A lot of what I do here, just do it during the live stream as well. Notice I didn't pop a brand on this guy. 1.51 instability is completely manageable. It's a little wild, but it's not crazy. All right, that broke. And what do we have here? This one's next on the list. 38%. Yeah, cool. Thank you. No problem. Did the FLTR-XL get fixed with the ghost inert material? I haven't had that problem in a while, Nate. It's an excellent question. I haven't had it in a while, so it seems like it's working better for sure. Guys, I am going to pop a brand on this guy. That guy was definitely being a touch grumpy. Didn't want to overcook it if I could avoid it. And I just barely did avoid it. Middle mouse. Oh, I was went to read the chat and she fell out for a second. First middle mouse. So you guys running the yeah, different people feel comfortable about that. I have the G502 Hero mouse, Joshua, and I really like this particular mouse for mining. But there are definitely some people that will take advantage of the different devices that they have. Sometimes they have the different control boxes and that type of thing that will have a slider on them. She fell right out there. Hold on just a second to kind of get her back in. And I think, it really is a matter of personal preference there. I like mouse wheel myself. I'm a mouse wheel guy. And there's a couple of settings on the G502 Hero that make it pretty easy. What about this guy back here? Well, he's going to have a little in it. When they're low percentages like this, a lot of these rocks will have a little bit in it. That's kind of what happens. As we've seen, the last one didn't break up that clean, but we did get a full 32 SCU on it. Oh, I overcooked that just a touch. All right, so we've definitely, I think that's the last, should be the last charge in that brand, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just got to break up this rock here and get her scooped. But yeah, I like the middle mouse wheel. That's what I like, Joshua, for sure. A lot of breaks in these 22%ers for sure. Very common for for little concentrated bits to be all over. I'm hoping to get around 20 SCU with this. This one's gonna have nothing in it. Yep. What about this guy here? This is gonna have a little bit in it, like a few percent. Oh, 37 is better than I thought. What about this guy? This is going to have a little bit in it too. This is probably that smaller percentage. So we'll break this guy down. Try and get up there as close to the green as possible. And we are just breaking this down. I'm hoping, like I said, there's around 20 SCU when we're done scooping here. We'll have to see. Anything around 20 would be good. That would put us around 50 SCU for the stream, which is not too bad. And we did a lot of pre-flight stuff on the stream today. We went and picked up things and did things. Yeah, I seen the brand kind of float down there, so I knew I was keeping keeping an idea on the charges. And so I do have this last 30%er here. I'm gonna roll just a touch so I kind of keep the UI in the black there. 1.77 instability. We should be able to handle that without firing the second, a brand. If we have to, we will, though. Watching it sneak up there. Watching it sneak up there. There it goes. Got it around 7% right now. It's trying to fall out. I doubled it up to 14. Still trying to fall out up to 17. There she comes back. Down to 8. Yeah. Bit of a rodeo, right? Up to 10. Trying to fall out again. Up. 1.77 is definitely a bit of a rodeo. Good break. Nate says, Joshua, I picked up a USB volume knob on Amazon for cheap. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. But if it maps properly, it should have finer control on the mining laser. That's a good idea, Nate. That's a really good idea. A volume knob, something like that, that's got real fine control. I love that idea. So here's what we're gonna do, right, you guys? We're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start from top to bottom, and anything that's, you know, we're gonna look for hundos first, and we're gonna scoop those first if there are any 100%ers. But you know, this is not gonna be a clean. Wait, did that say 54? No, that did say nothing. This one's 54. Okay. Try and do our best to remember what had what in it. That's a 62. This one doesn't have anything in it. We're looking for any hundos that we might find here. There's a 33. This is where the FLTR-XL is going to pay dividends, you guys. That's a 50. This thing broke up. Yucky. All right, there's a 22. We're going to be doing a lot of yucky scooping here. All right, that's a 40. No problem. We'll figure it out. Put on this guy that's back here. Looking for any hundo that there might have been here. If any. That's nothing. No, boy, that's nothing. There's a 71% 308. That's probably the best percentage I've seen so far. There is a 26%er. That's nothing. You boy, did this one break up. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Was hoping to get at least one hundo out of this. There's a 70. That's nothing. What about this guy here? I think that's kind of all of them. There's a 27. So yeah, the rest of these are. All right, so let's start with this big old 71. There's a lot of this isn't there, so I will get some help. But you know what? This is going to be, you know, this will be an interesting scoop here, you guys. Our goal is to try and get 20, but we'll have to see. You know, that wasn't a bad start. There is another 70%er here. We're going to grab that. All right, so we've got 6.42 on board. There's a 40, 20, 30, 20. There's nothing there. We're looking around. It's cool that it's remembering these. There's a 62. I think that's our next best bet. 20K reset fix can confirm. Oh, 20K reset fix can confirm. So the 20K reset years, are you saying that they like they've announced it on that they fixed it on the RSF page? Guys, this is just a half here. It's going to get us over 10, but yep. So we're fighting now. We're definitely going to be fighting the rest of the way to try and pull in as much as we can. All right, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's a 27. There's a 26. There's a 50. Grab that guy next. Gets us over 13. What about this guy? That's nothing. There's a 22. There's a 33. There's a 40. So we'll grab the 40 next. All right, we're trying to get up there around 15 SCU. Okay, we're at 15. We'll grab this 33 next. We're starting to kind of get there. 16. And then some. So we got this 22. What's our best guy here? 22. There's a 27. All right, so here's this 27. Will this top us off? It might, for sure. Looks like 17 SCU. And this is, you know, around 17 SCU or 17 and some change is not bad. Almost 18 SCU. It looks like we're going to be darn close to 18 SCU. And I knew that that's where we were, you know, like I said, the goal was around 20. We did 17.7. Not a great run, but you know something? That's just life. You know, not every run's a unicorn. Our first one was absolutely a unicorn, 32 SCU. This one was not a unicorn. This was a working man's. So we're going to back away here. I'm just going to slide over to the side. Let me just kind of make sure that area is clear. All right. I'm going to spool, and we're going to go in, and we're going to haul this in. No official announcement. Okay, just my last log went well. Gotcha, no problem there. Jacob Milan says, maybe all that inert material is some good padding for the Quantanium. Fair enough, Jacob. Yeah, definitely. I have a full 32 SCU run. First run out. The second run, hey, we had 100 likes, you guys, by the way. The second run out was a little dirtier for sure. 17 SCU. So, not a great run, but something. Whenever you hit, whenever you get a little anything north of 15 SCU is still a pretty good run. So we'll take it and we'll run with it. So we're gonna head on in. Crouch says, I had 3 unicorns in a row once, and then none for ages. I've had that before too, Crouch, where I got on I think one day on the stream I got like 4 out of 5 were unis, and the one that wasn't a uni was 31 and some change. And then it seemed like the streams before that and after that, like they were really, they weren't great. I always do say that if it's north of 15 SCU, it's always good to grab. I mean, I know that you could go out there and head hunt, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes just getting out there and grabbing something, it's still a pretty healthy amount of money. Even the 17 SCU, 1700 at 88, is still not bad. It's well over 100,000 AUEC. So, all right, we're headed to the CRUL1. I'm actually, with this being a smaller run, I'm gonna do a Crouch was saying earlier we can land on the pads and run in. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna land on a pad and run in now. Because this isn't like a full unicorn. It's just 17 SCU. Why not experiment a little bit and and everybody can do a little learning from that part of it as well. So very fun. So we're gonna do that. We're headed into CRUL1. I'll call for a hanger, but I'll land on one of the pads and run in, and we'll go from there. I think that's what you're saying, Crouch, that you do. I'll try it that way myself. All right, we're headed into CRUL1, and a lot of likes today, a lot of subs, you guys. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed a little bit of time away from life today, for sure. It's been great. Was glad I was able to sneak a little bit of time in today. I had a camping trip actually planned for this weekend that got canceled with family business, and I got some more family business to attend to here in a little bit. So beautiful distraction. Lovely day. Yeah. Oh yeah. My rep is online here. I don't call for the hanger. I just look for the pads and like. That's good to know. Thank you. I was hoping that you'd help me out, Crouch, with that. So I am going to head on in. Log and have my money AUC as well. Yeah, Craven. That's good to hear, you guys. So it sounds to me like you're starting to get that upright, or you're keeping your money. I'm glad to hear that. All right. So in we go. I'm just heading in and landing on a pad. So, that's what we're going to do. Have a little bit of fun with this. I'm not calling for a landing. I think that's what Crouch said. Don't call. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to find a pad and land on it. And we're all going to learn together. I've just got this 17 SCU on board, so it's a perfect amount to kind of monkey around with. I'm coming in kind of on a, fairly reasonable clip, 355. And I'm just going to grab that pad right there between those two lights. I think that's one, but we'll, either way, or I think there's some even closer ones up this way, so. Have not heard first alarm yet, and we're just, like I said, we're just going to grab a pad and land. Let's see this one over here. Now that seems like they're bigger ship pads. I don't think it matters, though. All right, we're going to kind of turn off the velocity a touch and not count in here. I'm going to drop the gear in the VTOLs. We're going to kind of choose this pad right here. I have not called for landing. So this is kind of fun. Like I said, I've never done this before. Just, I'll see if I can post flight, and just run on in and head down. So seems like my Taurus has to land on these pads a lot. I wonder if this is more considered a medium than a small. Doesn't matter though. I definitely have not seen the thing where it's like, hey, you're in the wrong pad. That's kind of cool. Alright, we'll take it. Let me see if I can post-flight here. I can. That's awesome. We'll kill the engines and we'll run down and see if we can store this guy. And if not, we'll just continue all the way down and see if we can do the... It's a beautiful amount to experiment with, 17 SCU. It's not, you know, it's not a tremendous amount. Like I won't, you know, lose a $250,000 or something if something gets kind of fishy or sideways. So, and it's an excellent time to learn. So, the one good news is, guys, I've never seen an elevator kill anybody in 3.17.2. You know, that was going on before for sure. So I can feel like I can stand here and not have to run back out into the void in order to avoid, you know, the most dangerous thing in the verse in the last patch was the elevators. Yeah, that's cool. Just hitting the pad, not even having to worry about it. That's going to be good for definitely that's going to be good for the mole landings for sure. Well, let me see if I can store this guy because it's a curiosity.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
So I definitely, I don't have the option to store, right? The prospectors are in claim. It does say pad 1. Well, let's just kind of run down and see if I can at least refine the stuff. And if for some reason something gets sideways here, no panic, guys. That's why. This is a great time to learn with the 17 STU. And by the way, let me say that the elevators are very quick now. So if for some reason I do have to run back up there, we'll see. But it's in claim, so it makes me think that it's when I get down there, it's not going to be, I'm not going to be able to turn it into the refinery. So we'll have to see. This is a great time to learn this, and we can learn it together. And if things go boom, Drac gets a little bit of what he's looking for.
Noticing leaks in processes.
All right, so we're running here. We are kind of, at least we are running full tilt. The fact that it's in claim has me thinking. But you know what? It did recognize it as being on pad 1. So it's going to be interesting. Alright, in we come.
Hi, good to have you back.
Alright, let's go ahead and hit begin. Let me go ahead and see here. Oh, look at that though, you guys. Set up work order. I can even, it's because it did recognize it on pad 1. So I can get the quote, and I can, oh, I'm going to do the Dynex solvenation. Look at that. So, listen, everybody, we just learned, you know, Crouch, thank you so much, man. This is a very good thing to learn. So we landed. It would not let us store, but I noticed it did say pad 1, so it recognized it on the pad, but I was able to, to pull the Quantanium out of it. So I'm actually going to run back out and I will go grab it because I don't want to lose my FLTR-XL. Notice it still says pad 1. So we'll go out and properly land it. But you know, like if you were just mining, like you know, like type of thing, if you're heading back out, that's perfect. I mean, that's super easy because you're back out and in your ship, you know, before you know it. If especially if you didn't like I know I'm short of Brant and I know that type of thing. But let's say I had the VAUXC3s, right? I think that's what they're called. Let's look at that again. Hangers and halves. They're called, yeah, the VAUXC3s and the Rieger, right? If I didn't have to go get some more consumables, I could just run right back out there. But, and the one thing, though, I will say, Crouch, though, the one thing with the elevators being so much faster now, I hadn't even heard first alarm yet. It was kind of interesting, for sure. All right, so I headed back up to pad 1. Let me go grab it. Good thing to learn. It's a great time to learn it too, fairly early on. So I definitely will do a little we'll do a little tip or trick video about that. I think it's a good idea for people to know. All right, there she sits. My favorite ship in the game. By a mile, the beautiful, beautiful Prospector. I adore this ship. It's, you know, the bubble canopy is fantastic. You know, if I could go into the future and mine in a real game, this would be, you know, that would be ideal. I'd probably be scared, but it'd be ideal nonetheless. And, yeah, man, could you imagine? So, all right, cool. So here's what we're going to do, right? Now, it's weird. It's still showing a first alarm. I have no idea what it's on, but it's still first alarm. So let me do this. I'm just going to call for a landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yeah, okay. It's all very interesting for science, right? Alright, down we go. I've got the gear and the VTOLs down still. It is funny how it pulled the stuff out, but it's still first alarming. So I'll definitely store the ship. I'll run right back down and see what's happening. Like, to see if it's, you know, still thinking that there's stuff in there or not. You know, it's probably just one of those things that's just a little over its skis because of the situation. Oh boy. Speaking of over their skis. What am I doing? I got the gear down still. Alright. Good. I don't even think I need to post really here, but you know, it's just kind of force of habit.
Landing complete.
Didn't let me
As
again.
safe.
No big deal. We'll go ahead and turn off that engine and we'll back on out of here. Imagine if that doubles up the cargo. Yeah, we're going to find out, right? We're going to go look for sure because it's a curiosity of mine. Like, if I have to... That would be really strange, and we will have learned something very weird if that's the case. Alrighty. Double cargo runs. Double Quantaniums. With your old friend B. Oh, boy. Alright, cool. We're going to head down to the lobby. We're definitely going to try and store the ship now and see what happens. You should see if it blows up. No, Jojo, I don't want to blow it up. I got a FLTR-XL on there that's 60K. I mean, for science, though, it would be interesting, but it is, you know... If that alarm's going off, it's scary.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval
All right,
system.
so it is in store, so I'll store it. All right, yeah, it breaks my heart to go from 17 to 34, says Drac. So we did sort. Let's just for science. Let's run back down there and see if it's double registered. I'm not thinking that it will have done that, but it is funny that the alarm was still on for sure, you guys. Experiment, yeah, exactly. For science, Jojo, that's exactly right. So I want to say a couple things, you guys. I did not stream that much at all this week. I had family things happening. So the fact that I can, take almost a week off and log on, and so many of you would join me today is an absolute blessing. I adore the conversation that goes on in my chat.
Need a hazmat team
Darkside
to head
says,
down to the
not my day
subdeck.
today.
We got a
Not
chem
the
spill.
first alarm, only a dreaded beeping sound. Man, just get the elevator, could not be called. I'm going to make some coffee. Now, I understand, Dark. I've definitely hit those snags before. But otherwise, this is a good one to log into the issue council. Refining pads. Yeah, an infinite first alarm. That's a very good point, Crouch, for sure. All right, cargo shows is full.
Finding everything
All right,
alright?
let's just kind of see what we got. Begin here. Yeah, it's not showing it as me having anything. And I think it seemed like and I think somebody mentioned, maybe it was you, Dark. Is it Dark? Maybe it was you who mentioned. Either you or Stone mentioned that this thing wasn't working before. So it doesn't look like anything's on board here at all. So. Alright, you guys, we come to that part of the stream where I just have to say the coffee's been absolutely fantastic. The Quantanium's been pretty good today. Oh, by the way, I should give you guys final numbers. Hold on. Final numbers. That's only fair that I give you final numbers. So what we did today is we had a full unicorn run. Let me just begin this. A full unicorn run at 32. So 31.31. And then we had a nice run at 17.32. That is 48.63. So 4863 times 88 is 427,000. Now, considering that we had to kind of spool up and get ready and get the thing running, not a bad stream. So I just want to say, once again, the coffee was fantastic. The Quantanium was pretty good today. But I will say the conversation was fantastic. I miss you all. I truly did miss you all this week. Thank you for letting me share some Quantanium mining tips and tricks with you guys. I love doing it. I can't thank you all enough for joining me today. I can't tell you what the next few days is going to bring. I know I'm going to be real busy with family, so I'm going to do my best to sneak back on when I can in the windows that I can. Know that I think about you guys a lot. Jojo, I know we're going to catch up soon. Crouch, I know we're going to catch up soon. Many of you, I promise, we're going to do some mining together. I'm going to plan some mining events. We're going to have a good time. Remember, there is that ship giveaway announcement video coming up soon. Drac, salute to you, sir. Sorry I didn't accommodate your bloodlust for blowing things up. Maybe next time, my friend. Guys, please take care of yourself. I will see you all later, and I hope to see you all around the verse.